All right.
Last time in Renascence,
I'm waiting.
you guys were pretty done with the hag shit. Well, I think that was made very clear very early. You had been traveling along the western edge of this dark and foreboding forest, hoping to avoid what looked to be war camps that had been set up on the more direct path into the hill country to the south on the way to Deepholm. And as it turned out, this misty forest was the home of some manner of unsettling, haggish individual whom thought it was a good idea to maybe sick some wolf people and displace your beasts on you before inviting you to their house and asking you to deliver a gift to your employer, your host, as she called him, Kaisimian. Noelle told her to go fuck herself, more or less. And
definitely more.
She bowed out pretty quickly after handing off her little scroll. And from there, you guys were left pretty much on your own for the next few days. It was a pretty quiet trek for a little while there. As you guys continued to travel, you kind of checked your bearings, had Barnaby fly up into the sky, take a look around, kind of determined you guys were passing the halfway point. You were sort of coming out the other side of this forest and about to round it on the way to Deepholm. You probably had another week or two maybe left. But after a couple days' travel, you happened upon a strange structure at the edge of the forest. And upon closer inspection, found that it bore the symbol of a certain mysterious quasi-deity figure you had met before. Avalon, as you had learned her name. This archway, as Barnaby began inspecting it with the amulet he received from this Avalon, proved to be a passageway to an unearthly road through the Feywild. And stepping through it, you guys found yourselves somewhere very far from where you began. And after a brief bit of panic about what to do next, you guys decided to ask the Waylight to try and guide you out. And while your first couple attempts did not seem to take for some reason or another, when Uldren mentioned Deepholm, the Waylight seemed to know where it was going and took off, and you followed. You guys did spend the night there, and the next day had a brief encounter with a pack of Fomorian giants, whom you dispatched half of very quickly before vanishing into the forest. And by the end of that day, you guys found yourselves emerging out of the forest onto sort of a pretty sharp slope leading up to a stony ridge. And climbing that ridge, you found yourselves looking down into this crater lake, this massive ring of steep cliffs surrounding a circular deep pool of crystal clear blue water, and out of the center of it rose a spire of stone, completely built up with intricate stonework, walls, soaring buttresses, towers, and bridges kind of spanning from the spire to the shore in four directions. And as Uldren recognized it, you guys had reached Deepholm in record time. So we are picking up here. It is unclear how many days have passed via the Waylight, but for you guys, this has been your 21st day out in the Feywilds, more or less. 21st or 23rd? I had to double check, actually. 23rd. Okay. It is the end of your journeying day. As per much of the Feywilds that you've traveled through, there's sort of this constant twilight where the sun just kind of circles overhead and never truly sets. So it's still up, still twilight, still very pretty overhead. But you guys have been traveling for most of the day and are definitely in a position to find yourself some lodgings if you so choose, unless you want to just power through the city and head out the other way and carry on. I will leave that to you. Are there any questions before we begin?
Dumb question.
Yes.
Does Fey trade also deal in gold, or does it deal in other shit?
A good question. Uldren would be able to tell you that within the realms of Archfey, generally speaking, there is some manner of currency. Most Archfey maintain their own form of currency, but precious metals are precious metals. They are largely interchangeable. Out in the wilderness, where those things are much more fluid, people tend to trade more in favors or barter. Although, given that it is the Feywild, whatever they trade, it might be, a little esoteric by material plane standards. And I think he'd be able to tell you that does also take place within these sorts of domains, like Deepholm. But most people are content to trade in gold if that is preferable.
What's the layout of this city we're looking at? It's like encircled in like a wall, or just open area.
If you have ever seen Crater Lake, it's a big crater, and there's a lake at the bottom of the crater, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have these.
Got that name.
Yeah, you have these big stony kind of ridges that just encircle the lake, right?
Okay.
And out of the center of the lake, you can see this stone spire rising up into the air, and the entire surface of that spire is very heavily carved up and built up into walls and towers and various sorts of buildings. You can see, even at this distance, that the spire seems to be arranged in sort of these terraces that are just kind of stacked one on top of the other. It's like a very narrow cone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that there is space under each terrace that has been carved out to build more stuff. But there is still that central kind of support that holds everything up. At the very top of the spire, you can see that there are a pretty dense collection of very tall towers that are all kind of rising together, even higher than kind of the base of the peak. And they are sort of interconnected by bridges and walkways and small miniature terraces of their own.
This is in the center of the lake?
In the center of the lake. And then there are 4 stone bridges that run basically in the cardinal directions from the center of the lake, from the island, out to the shore, where there are like switchback paths that kind of walk their way up the face of the cliffs.
Aldrin, you've been here before? Aldrin?
Yes.
You've been here before?
Yes.
What's it like inside?
rocky.
You should be a
Finally
poet.
got that figured out.
Know exactly what it looks like now.
It's been a long time.
I will say, Aldrin, for your part, it is definitely bigger than the last time you were here.
She expanded.
They've been they have been building continuously.
You gotta say it like that.
And you would recognize, you see the familiar gates down at the base of the island. You can see kind of the lower districts as you kind of go up. Look much the way you remember them. Very densely built, intricate stonework. Everything does seem to have this very meticulously hand carved texture. At this distance, it's hard to make out details, but up close, there are just tons of relief murals all over the city carved into the stone. Just images of forests and animals and people and parties and all kinds of things that are carved into the city. There's gold inlaid along with silver, bronze, other precious metals that kind of accent much of the stonework as well. And you can see in the part of the city that's caught by the sun, those metals are kind of glittering distant lights almost in the sunlight.
Has Aldrin actually met the Archfey that rules this place?
Give me D20.
19.
19? Yeah, you met once.
Did
What's
Aldrin
her-
like
what-
the Archfey?
Yep.
This was Lady Maglin.
Did they fuck?
Give me D20.
Give me a persuasion roll.
No. That would be 2 d20s.
Okay, he actually rolled pretty good.
One for the attempt and one to see how it actually went.
It's gonna be a high DC. Just a hunch.
26.
Give me a performance roll.
Let's go, my guy.
Did
He
he
has a-
paint? Did
He has a
paint
plus
her?
9 to performance. She's
Did he
probably
paint her
having
or
a good
painting?
time.
Oh, I remember.
These are some of the stupidest rolls ever, guys. 27.
When we get in combat, you're gonna roll 2, 3, 5.
I know. It's gonna be awful.
Aldrin. I will say, you remember she seemed somewhat leery of your initial advances, but after you persuaded her, there was definitely a change in tune, as she seemed to very much enjoy herself. For your part, however, not a great lay.
Aww.
She rolled a 1.
She's used to everybody around her doing the work for her, though. That's the problem.
Very much so. So she was eager to have you stay, although business and duty bid you depart. Not too long after you arrived, but
You knew you were in trouble whenever she was like, and this is my fluffer.
She's like, oh. Is he partaking? Or is he just standing there?
I'm at your service, sir.
Oh, fluff away.
I save it for when I get tired.
So as Aldrin kind of comes back to the present.
Oh, yes. I did fuck this Archfey.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Why does that matter? Also, we're still.
Because we'll be welcomed guest. I fucked her very well.
That was gonna be my follow-up question. Okay.
For heaven's sake.
Burberry just. Wait. I'm tempted to do something very trolly.
Avalon, why are you putting me through this?
Just so you know, you're on thin ice.
Who's on thin ice?
Aldrin?
Me?
Yes, Aldrin.
Why am I on thin ice? There is no ice around me. I am standing on stone.
That is all I will say.
Cryptic. Alright.
Unfazed.
Off we go. I feel like he just like picks up the kiddos under his arms and starts like skipping.
Okay, for the
We
record,
can walk.
Yes, you do. I'm quite joyful I see civilization.
I'm
well,
walking.
the next time Aldrin, if Aldrin, mentions sleeping with the lady again, Burberry's casting silent.
Ooh,
Oh. Burberry.
something's going on.
I don't want to hear that shit. It's for children.
Thank you. Someone got some decency.
And again, that's only if Aldrin might be done.
Aldrin's skipping with the children towards the front gate right now.
Yeah, as I said,
They are struggling to get out of your arms.
Oh,
We can
he's
walk.
He's strong. He's like,
Is it
no,
a
I got
long
We
walk?
can walk. It's a bit of a walk. You're gonna have to kind of like I said, it's switchback
Yeah.
zigzags down the side of this cliff.
I'm surprised the
There-
kitchen doesn't teleport out of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kyron will after a little while, just so that he can not be swinging as you walk
Throw
skip
out that
along
way
this
through.
ledge.
Oh no, come back. Come back, child.
I can walk myself, thank you very much.
He runs after him.
Now, as he starts running away from you.
I feel like he has he's holding Endymion like a basketball, like a football, and is just charging after Kyron right now.
Yeah, and Endymion just seems resigned to it. He's just limp. Kyron will run, and seeing you close again will turn invisible.
Aha! Perception check.
You have disadvantage.
Okay. And I have advantage. Oh, 18 plus 4. 22.
Okay, well, you can still see him kicking up dirt as he runs.
Perfect. He grabs him.
Let me go!
Wait, not even a grappling check? Come on.
I mean, probably should be. Give me an athletics check. God, they are just rolling. I'm getting like one after
16.
one after one after one.
I got
you,
10
you,
plus 6.
you grabbed him.
Now he goes back to skipping with the children.
Okay. I will say, as you begin skipping towards the first switchback, you can see up ahead that there is a small stone watch post built along kind of the cliff face. There's this heavy-duty wooden and iron reinforced gate that kind of straddles the path as where it bends. And there are these two towers that kind of flank it, and you can see a couple of guards standing watch there. And as you approach, one of them calls out, "Hail, traveler!"
Hello. What was the archfae's name again?
Maglin, Lady Maglin.
Lady Maglin.
Lady, I am friends with Lady Maglin. My name is Aldrin. If you ask her yourself, she'll welcome me. I promise.
Hail, Aldrin! What brings you to Deepholm?
We are traveling to a new territory, and we were just seeking shelter for a day or so.
They kind of look at each other. They look down at you. They look up the path towards the rest of the party as they are kind of closing the distance.
Oh, these are my other traveling companions. I was very happy to see civilization again. We've been in the woods.
If you'll wait just a moment, Aldrin, we'll have someone down.
Wait, question. So does Aldrin have like kid under one arm as a football and then just an empty air thing under
Yep.
the other?
Probably.
Yeah, I will say the guards do not seem fazed by this. they just you see one of them coming, like leaving their tower, and you hear footsteps on stairs, and the gate cracks open with a and one of them steps out, and he's dressed in this like brilliant like gold chainmail with this deep purple tabard and tunic underneath. Big ornamental golden kind of brassy shield and spear, and he says, "If you'll just hold still for a moment, my good sir," as he begins to wave his hand. And
Oh, there's another one here. He's invisible.
very well. He just continues incanting, and I'm going to need you to make a charisma saving throw if you choose to. And the guard is going to say, "This would be best if you don't push back?
He's going to resist. He has a +10. He wants to see what happens. 22.
Okay. The guard just... you see his face fall. It's like, sir, please.
What are you doing?
I would like to ask you a series of questions, and I would not like to be here all day.
Fine, do it again.
He spends a second spell to cast Zone of Truth.
Oh, hey, I know that
You
one.
could have just said you were doing that first.
I know, exactly. You could have just said that. I would have let you do it. But
I
casting unknown magic on people is not very kind or welcoming or of good manner and kind of insulting. I have children with me.
You bear the mark of the house Hirathel. I assumed you would be familiar with this sort of procedure.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. Please continue.
The guard just sighs.
I'm sorry. You're the first person I've had to talk to besides these groups of people in a while. Though they've been lovely.
The guard
These
kind
ones.
of looks over your shoulder at them and says, "They're not from here."
You got
No,
that
they're
right?
mine.
But it's really exciting to be here. I haven't seen any of these systems before.
Yes. Well, if you
These
can-
are my mortal companions. Noel, Burberry, Barnaby, John.
Hey.
And then this
Hale,
one, he'll like lift up Edmidian. This is Edmidian.
Endymion.
Endymion, sorry. And the invisible one is Chiron. If you pat his head, you can.
Don't touch my head. You just hear the voice. The guard does not move. He just takes us all in and he says, "All right. And are you in fact a servant of House Hirathel?
Yes.
All right. What business brings you to Deepholm exactly?
I am seeking safe haven for a couple of nights before I head back to get to the Great Tit Keep." And he just has this really happy smile on his face.
Of course.
The guard looks a little confused at that, but carries on. He says, "Do you have?"
It's easier to remember than the actual name of the keep. The keep is stupid, not long, stupid name. But the birds around there are called the Great Tits. So it's the Great Tit Keep.
Something about that place just don't sit right with me for some reason.
Charming.
I feel like you would say the same thing about blue-footed boobies.
Those are wonderful birds.
Whoever named that was a pervert.
The fact that they had to specify blue-footed makes me think that there are other species of bird named booby, and I wish I knew what they were.
I think
Anyways.
almost there are.
Boobies, clearly.
The guard continues. Do you have any ties, associations, or dealings with House Highwater?
No, I want them to all die.
Once.
I believe you.
Well, are dealings positive and negative, or only positive?
Are you working with, for, or
We
in
killed them on our way
conjunction with-
here.
Okay, in that case,
good.
absolutely not.
No.
Do you know anything about the present situation regarding their siege of Deepholm and incursion into the Northern Hill Country?
Oh, we did see some of them on our way here.
We saw it
But
happening.
that's about as far as we got.
Can you verify this?
Yes, we did see it. Don't know what it's about.
Very well. And you said 2 nights?
Yes,
Maybe
Ish.
less than that.
maybe
Ish.
less.
Forgive me for asking then, how did you manage to reach Deepholm if you were coming from the north?
We skirted the forest.
Oh,
Walked through. Oh yes, we've met Baba.
the Demazine.
Baba bitch. Baba
Baba Krika.
Greeka the
Language
bitch.
played in the presence of children. I swear.
Technically, I think we used the unearthly road to get here.
Yes.
We were very lucky we did not
See.
get lost.
We walked through a magical portal that only Barnaby could see in the middle of the woods. Led us to the.
Yes, and I'm
The-
fairly sure we looked like absolute idiots.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely did.
Yeah, you guys did.
You looked most idiotic. You had like the little thing, and then you were like, "Oh, no, hold on, everybody, let's go."
Yeah, you should have seen you guys with your eyes closed, though. You
The
were
guard who
stumbling
is
everywhere.
still maintaining zone of truth is taking all of Aldrin's words in and just like, wow, you feel really strongly about this, don't you? Like, he's just got that look on his face like, oh. This might be an argument I don't want to be a part of. To wrap things up then, I suppose then, do you have arms or weapons to declare?
I have my hammer, which is
I
when
got
he'll
a
like
dog.
he'll like move his hip to show the hammer that's like on his hip because he has the children, and a shield, and a few daggers somewhere in this stupid armor.
Very well. If you'll just wait one moment, then we'll get you visitors' passes, and you'll be good to go.
Visitor passes.
It's
I
nice.
didn't have that last time. Exciting.
It's probably cheaper if we get the seasonal pass, honestly.
The guard looks at you a little sussy when you say that, but he goes back through the gate. You feel the zone drop. You feel that kind of compulsion preventing you from lying outright. You feel that drop away. And after a couple of minutes, you see the guard come back out. The guy is like pushed all the way open by a couple of other guards in his company. And he goes down the line through the party and hands each of you these small...
Can I ask a dumb question?
Hmm.
So, did he ask us all to declare things, or did he just ask Aldrin? Because if it's the latter, I feel mildly insulted and greatly amused. Like, these are my dead mortals, don't mind me.
I'm pretty sure the guard, asked as a matter of course, it's pretty evident you're all very heavily armed.
Yeah.
So, just checking the box. He comes back out. He has these little metallic, like lapel pins almost, and each of them has like a red ribbon dangling from it. And he just hands it to each of you and just says, just make sure that it's visible at all times. Marks of foreign visitors in the city, and that you are armed, just so that folk are aware.
Oh, and
Please
we
no.
off back with you whenever we leave.
With whatever gate you leave out of, yes.
We can't keep them as souvenirs?
No, we need those.
It matches my outfit.
It does. It would look stunning. Are you sure the lady can't keep hers?
I'm sure you might be able to find someone selling souvenir replicas somewhere in the city if you
I'll
are.
look for that.
By all means.
Are there any parties happening tonight? Do you know?
We do not need to go to a party.
I
And the
will be
children.
going to a party. The children will be safe in a little quaint room. Right, children?
And Dimmy kind of looks at you like, really?
What? What do you mean?
Do you remember that whole conversation you had about how you were going to be fired? You're just adding to the list of things that they can fire.
Have they ever been to Deepholm?
Endymion shakes his head. Kyron is still invisible.
Oh. Well, you guys, I'm gonna assume Kyron shook his head now. You guys have a lot to probably see here. Could be interesting.
We're doing tour.
I mean,
Fine.
you don't have
We
to,
can go
Aldrin, but I would take the
sightseeing.
kids around.
Oh really? You would do that for me?
Sure.
Burberry leads to the visible child and says,
Use ammo for later.
You hear Kyron invisibly under his arm whispering back, "Oh, you know I will."
I feel like
Burberry
he just
offers like a high five.
encouraging him, and he'll just shift him away from
Swings him away.
No, this is the invisible one though.
Unhand me, rapscallion.
He's literally under his arm.
Yeah.
Italian.
You see Aldrin like kind of like being jostled as you can tell he's starting to kind of kick. Papa.
It's Endymion.
Just limp and fucking resigned to it. But yeah, so the guard hands you your passes.
Do you think you could give us brief directions? Do you have a marketplace?
There are markets all over the lower rings. If you are looking for more secure accommodations, obviously. If you've visited before, you'll be familiar that the upper levels of the city are markedly safer, shall we say.
Burberry pauses for a sec, and then goes,
any restaurants you would recommend?
And I will say, it just struck me to bring this up because this is a Fae. He is speaking in Sylvan, so this is all being translated.
I'll just
He can speak common. Come on, he's a guard.
Why would they speak common in the Feywild? Come on.
Someone's got to speak it.
I'll do tongues to make life easier.
That is not what they speak in the Feywild. They speak Sylvan. Let's see. Restaurants. There is a spot on level 7 I'm fond of. Vista. It's got a good view of the western bridge. It's nice.
Thank you.
Definitely looks like he is contemplating whether or not that was wise to share with total strangers and foreigners, but
A restaurant recommendation?
I hope nothing happens to it. So he says this. He turns back to you, Aldrin, and he says, "Oh, is that everything, Sir Aldrin?"
If I wanted to say hello to Lady, sorry, I literally just can't remember her name. Aldrin remembers her.
Maglin?
Maglin. If I wanted to say hello to Lady Maglin, I'm an old friend. How would I go about doing that?
You would present yourself at the palace.
All right, children, let's
Policy
go.
has not changed since
Okay.
we last visited.
Well, these are new, so.
New to you.
I'm not going to ask.
He does not look amused.
Have I said something to offend you, good sir?
Anyways, to the bridge. Noel pushes Aldrin through the gate.
Like, come on, buddy. Okay.
All right. And you guys continue down the switchback path. There's a couple more little checkpoints. I say that they're really just watch posts. The small garrisons kind of manning the pathway, but no gates at this juncture. They are open and ready for you, and you're able to just kind of pass through without really being stopped or interrogated any further. And after 20 minute to half an hour hike down the side of this cliff, you reach sort of the lake shore, which is this sort of rocky, pebble-strewn stretch that again just circles the entire lake, and you can see the landscape drops off very, very quickly. It goes from being just covered in this like very clear, clean water to just drop. A steep, precipitous drop into deep blue. And the gate itself, over the bridge, is this very heavy-duty, solid stone gatehouse that looks almost like it was kind of carved out of a single massive boulder or something. You don't see any real seams or signs of joining of any kind. But you're able to pass the gatehouse without any issue and begin the trek down the bridge, which is just this long stone slate that just extends from the shore out into the middle of the lake. And as you walk, you find yourselves very quickly kind of stepping out of sort of the glare of the sun as it passes behind the tower and into the shadow of this city, which is just towering over you guys. The edges of it are kind of glittering in the sunlight, and then before long, you're finding yourselves stepping up to a second gate around the city walls itself, and passing through that, you are surrounded on all sides by this intricately, densely built city space. There's a surprising amount of greenery, ample gardens that have been, planted and are clearly being carefully tended to in every direction. Small parks are visible as you begin walking, kind of interspersed between the buildings. But by and large, this place is one of the earth. There is not an inch of stone that has not been carefully and painstakingly worked in some fashion, either simple detailing along the corners and ridges, or the faces of buildings that have been completely carved out with these like beautiful, hyper realistic images of rabbits, wolves, deer, coupled with these very stylized, geometric, kind of swirling plant shapes. All of it in the same kind of marble, mottled white and black stone. It's very pretty, and despite the density down here, there is a level of cleanliness, I think, that one might not expect from a city like this. I feel like your minds might probably harken back to Freeport and some of the denser neighborhoods of the city, and the pockets of squalor that you would remember. Piled up trash, broken windows, just untended corners of the city. But it looks as though here, despite this being ground level, and your surroundings kind of being the homes and businesses of kind of the common folk of the city here. The Fae walking the streets are, beautiful and exotic looking creatures. You see, these very tall, exaggeratedly featured elves, and equally diminutive, very squat, very hairy, hooved figures of varying sizes, but they're not dressed in these brilliant colors and gold filigree that Chiron and Endymion and Uldren are sort of wearing, even as travel clothes. They do have an air of commonness to them. Their clothes are very functional, utilitarian. Solid colors, sturdy fabrics. It looks lived in. It looks comfortable. It looks taken care of. It's not bad.
Is there a church
Not-
for the Archfey?
What's that?
I said, is there a church for the Archfey?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like a religious thing.
Johnny?
DM.
Aldrin, every time we ask you a question, you just look up at the sky.
All right.
I'm sorry, I
Uldren,
don't know any of this stuff.
give me a religion check.
A -1. Oh, a nat 20.
19.
So, Uldren, you would be able to set Burberry straight on this matter. You are familiar enough with the material plane to know that they have this relationship with these extraplanar beings that they worship as gods and that they depend on for protection and And you are able to point out that the Fae have no need of outsiders for that. Their gods walk and live among them in the heart of the domains that they maintain. The Archfey are tantamount to gods for the Fae.
That was the reason I was asking. Because they're tantamount to gods and they walk among you, would there be a spot for it?
It varies depending on the locale. I don't know if Aldrin would know a lot about it. I don't know how religious he is, generally speaking. Not very.
He has a negative one on
he's
religion.
already.
That man is not religious.
Excuse me. That man has already worshipped at that temple, so to speak.
Yeah, that's not a privilege many enjoy. I think in his experience, at the very least, he knows that Caesimian is a relatively new archfey and doesn't really have a lot of experience in that realm himself. But since receiving his title, he hasn't really made any demands for that sort of treatment. He hasn't ordered any construction of temples or conscripted any architects for that sort of thing, as far as Aldrin knows. He does know that the king of the Summerlands, the High King, is very much on the far end of that spectrum from Caesimian. There are, statues and shrines dedicated to him and his family all over the place back home. So it runs the gamut depending on the Archfey.
I'm asking about the area that we're currently in.
Yeah, that I don't know if Aldrin would really know, because he is not the kind to seek one out.
I feel like he'd just be like, it depends on the Archfey. Caesimian's not that kind of guy, but in the Summerlands, oh yeah, full blown.
Can I ask one of the guard of the area that we've passed through?
Yeah. I mean, there are guards around. They
well, then I
walk
meant
patrols.
We passed through a couple of gates, so it's just
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, they would be able to tell you. I mean, there are public way shrines set up all over the lower levels. If you're looking for just a moment of.
Okay, and sorry to ask this. This is weirdly important. So way shrines or the way shrine?
He
way shrines. Got it.
He looks very confused. He looks to Aldrin for clarification. It's like, what is he asking?
He wants to worship Archfey, I think.
No, sorry. So there's a place that I've been to called Faerul, who is just on the border of the Fey realms, who worship something called the Way. So I'm clarifying.
The guard's just shaking his head. It's like, no, there is nothing there. He does not recognize this.
Okay.
He would continue to say, it's like, there's the way shrines on the lower levels, but the first proper temple dedicated to the lady is on level 6, further up.
Is there an elevator or?
Yes. He actually points through the gate, and you can see, now that you're much closer, kind of running up the face of the city, sort of punching through some of the lower rings, and then just kind of clinging to the higher rings. There is this gilded sort of what's the word? Scaffolding framework, it looks like. And as you watch, you can see that there are chains moving up and down on various segments of this scaffolding, and these enclosed cars are being lifted and lowered in various places up and down the city. And he says there's a few lifts throughout the city if you have need of them. There are also stairs all over the place if you
as we are
scenic way up.
And not residents, is there anywhere we're not allowed to go? Besides the obvious, don't go into the head honcho's house.
Or anyone else's house who doesn't invite you.
Of course.
He looks very alarmed that he has to say that.
Come on. Most houses are a single spot, but are there any full districts? Because I assume that main house
or levels.
Or levels. Is there any place we're not supposed to go?
He shakes his head, and and he'll say, I suppose if you don't have the coin to afford anything on the higher levels, they're probably not going to permit you to stay in any establishments for terribly long, but no bans.
Where's the way to the palace?
He'll point towards the lift, and he'll say,
Oh, a lift! Perfect! Come on, children. He's still carrying them.
yeah. And he'll say, level 12.
Thank you. I'm gonna go say hello to Lady Maglin. Lady Magellan.
Maglin.
Think like Mary Magdalene. Lady
Are
Magdalene.
you bringing the kids?
Well, I figured she should meet them, since Kaisimian's now an Archfey, and this is his children, and one of them will be the Archfey someday.
Do you need us to come along, or?
That's a good point, actually. Chiron will rematerialize. Yeah, take me to Lady Maglin.
Would you like to watch over this one?
Hey! He's like trying to like kick the back of your leg.
Right.
Like,
So just so I can be clear for me, you have no ulterior motives besides introducing the children to Lady Magdalene, right?
No. Do I need a roll deception?
No, that's a nat one.
Oh,
No, you're good.
Like I don't care what Burberry's insight is, unless you also somehow roll a nat one.
here, let's see. Nope, I did just well enough.
Okay, so that's a total of 9.
Mine was a total of 13.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Noel's passive insight beats the.
yeah. Noelle, you look. I mean, you watch as Aldrid's bald face lies to Burberry, and then you look down and see Endymion meeting your eye. You both know.
Aldrin, would you like us all to come, or would you like us to take the kids off your hands? Both maybe are better versions of
Demand
this.
an audience with the lady of this city.
We just see Aldrin roll his eyes.
Now that the idea's been put in his head, he is very insistent.
If you speak to her that way, you're going to get, like, put in a box or something.
The lady of this city?
Yes. You are a child. You'll get put in a box.
I am the
Be on your
heir.
best behavior.
Oh, you're gonna get so fired.
Let's all go visit Lady Maglin. This seems like it
Honestly-
could go awry.
I will say this much. When Kaisimian gave Aldrin this mission, he practically begged him not to do this. He's like, please don't do this to me, my lord. I am not good with children. Children are the worst. I don't like them. They're annoying. Please.
I mean, clearly.
There has to be anybody else.
Let's see. He goes into a door blindly, almost gets lost, announces his presence even though we're supposed to be keeping it on the DL so that way nobody tries to do mean things to the children, tries to ditch them in a full city so you can get boned with a lay that is not good, by the way!
Roll a 1.
Hey. Being on the... Okay, Aldrin has very low funds because he spent a lot of money on the children. So if he goes and sees Lady Maglin,
What, are you hoping to be a hooker? We've already done this fucking dance!
he'll just get to stay in the palace for 2 to 3 days. That sounds wonderful. He's been in the wilderness for
No,
months.
she's just with your whatever your insane one is. She's just not gonna let you go. We're just gonna have to walk them the rest of the way because you're gonna be trapped here forever.
Kaisimian gets an awkward sending stone, my lord. I fucked Lady Maglin too good. She won't let me leave.
I am a political prisoner in Deepholm. Please send 5 million gold pieces
Actually, that'd be really
to
fucking
secure my release.
fun. Yeah, let's go. I want to see what happens.
Just shakes his head. He's like, we lost another one.
The fool.
Alright, we're going to Lady Maglin's house.
He keeps doing it.
Aldrin, this is the third time this has happened.
What
Stop.
floor is Lady Baglin's house on?
Level 12.
I'll be right back.
Well, can we stop by level 7 on the way?
What's on level 7?
Vista.
Your what?
Oh, the restaurant.
The restaurant.
We can't wait to go to the restaurant until after we go to Lady Baglin's.
Well, I just figured it was on the way. And then that way we'll have a full meal on the...
What time is it? Is it dinner time?
I
Well,
mean,
like-
you guys have been walking for
Is it
probably
early?
6 hours today.
Oh, okay.
And remember, the sun never sets. It's constantly overhead, just doing circles overhead.
I remember.
So it's there's not really a
And
time.
I hungry.
Probably,
Okay.
unless you had rations recently, but I'm sure you could eat. So what are you doing? Are you stopping on level 7, or are we going to? Okay.
Yes.
So
I don't have money for this. I'm going to keep going. Come on, children.
John, could you bring him with us, please?
Carrying 2 rascals. He does not let these children go.
Oh, I was referring to you.
Do not touch me.
Aldrin can cover you, come on.
I have some money. I'm not entirely broke. I spent all my money on these 2.
Which is why you shouldn't say no to a free meal.
Ah, fair. Boys, are you hungry?
I wish to see the lady of this city. Yeah, I could eat.
Thank you.
We're gonna go with that answer.
We're gonna go with that one.
Disloyal, the lot of you.
Oh
We'll
boy.
still be seeing the lady of the city, who's not immediate.
So
On dessert.
disembarking the lift on level 7. This is the level at which the city is narrowed enough that the lift is now just kind of on the edge of the terrace, the level. Whereas it had been kind of like going up through kind of a shaft through kind of the underplates of the city. Up here, the streets are markedly wider, the buildings taller, much more evenly spaced. There are water features at this level. You can see, fountains that are kind of set up in squares, as well as these sort of like almost gargoyle-esque carvings of eagles and wolves kind of along the terrace overhead that are sort of cascading water down the side into pools on some of the lower levels.
I'm not gonna lie, Burberry doesn't care about this, but Kat is interested in how does the infrastructure here? How do they get the water this high?
I'm sure Plen has answers to all those questions.
I'm just
Burberry would
making shit up as I go.
ask.
Setting the scene. There's a lot more greenery at this level, but again, it is definitely kind of like encapsulated by the city. Not super visible from outside. But you continue kind of along the edge of the terrace until you find yourself on a stretch of fairly busy street. This has a very distinctive vibe from the rest of this level. Like there's this kind of haze of smoke in the air, lights in like all of these like big tall glass windows in various establishments, like tons of these brilliantly painted signs hanging over various of these establishments, and lots of people either milling about between them or seated in these small little outdoor gardens. And the smell of food just hangs, just like this pungent, rich, decadent smell just permeates this stretch of the city. The Vista, as it turns out, is an open air eatery. You guys kind of keep walking, looking for signs until you find one. It's like street level, kind of rising up out of the ground, this massive placard that Uldra would be able to read in Sylvan that says, the Vista. And
that's the real reason we need to bring you with us, Aldrin, is because I can speak it, I can't read Sylvan. So I've just been like, there's so many restaurants here, which one's the right one?
Oh, so you brought him only because he can speak Sylvan.
and what you see in this
There's more to me than
establishment,
parade.
a very large kind of beer garden style establishment. There's a very sizable outdoor kitchen that's been set up under this stone pavilion on one side of the garden, and the other side is just long tables for sitting and eating. And it's got a clear view over the edge of the terrace, and you can see out to the walls of Deepholm's lake that kind of encircle it. Very pretty, beautiful sky overhead. You've got the sun shining, down from kind of behind you. So everything in this direction is kind of lit fully from behind you. And if we're wanting to eat here, go for it. Just get you guys some seats. Not really a terribly expensive looking menu from the looks of things. It's nice, but it's not, super ritzy. This is not going to bankrupt anybody. You're looking at probably like $2 a person.
Oh.
I mean, it's a level 7 restaurant, It's only gonna get so nice up here.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that and that and.
Aldrin will eventually. He will set the children down.
Okay.
And let them-
Kyron looks like he wants to, he's got the face of someone who wants to pick a fight with you for, deviating from the course, but he's also hungry. And like you can see he's kind of been distracted by a lot of the waiters walking around with these huge platters of food.
I'll let you get dessert if you're respectful to the Archfey.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's watching everything around him right now.
Is the food very familiar here, or is it pretty foreign to us?
The food, I think, at a glance, looks normal. Familiar enough. You've got these golden brown, crispy looking meats. You've got these baked platters. They're just piping steam. The smells. There's a lot of different sorts of flavors that are kind of mingling in the air here. There's a lot of stuff that smells familiar, especially coming from Freeport, which is a pretty, diverse city. But there's definitely some notes that you pick up here that are not familiar at all. There's something kind of herbal in the air that you can smell. It's sort of like a hot mint, if that makes sense. It kind of hits the same spot, but there's something like very like warm and almost spicy about the smell. And mingling with the smell of meat, it's a very like it's a very heady, savory smell.
I think Noelle would make it a point to order something, just one thing that's a little different than what you would normally get.
Sure. I think once you start looking at the menus and Aldrin starts kind of reading down them for you, you can tell that, so they look similar, but this is, totally different, roster of animals that are on display here for consumption. Lots and lots and lots of vegetables.
Sure.
I feel like Aldrin's like going, ooh, this one's going to be very good.
Mm.
And that one, and that one. Avoid that one.
Good to
I
know.
think Gregory orders 3 things off the menu without even looking or getting them translated first. He's just like,
I want the 3rd thing, the 9th thing, and whatever that one is.
That's the entire drink menu.
I am not
Burberry's not even holding food, it's just 3 drinks.
Didn't know the
It's just the drink menu.
priest likes to drink. I see.
That would be fucking
Here's the
hilarious.
menu.
Loki, I love that. Honestly, I kind of want that to be canon.
I mean, if we do make it canon, what'll happen is Burberry will look at his drink, and then he'll look at the table next to him, and then he'll order whatever's on the table next to him.
Okay, fair enough.
Sure.
Whew. What you guys end up getting? I think is the meats are varyingly either like these very large birds, like a kind of like a longer chicken in their build, or these fairly hefty rabbits like creatures. They're like halfway between a small pig and a very large rabbit. Those seem to be the primary meat sources here. That spice that you can smell is definitely present on some of the dishes you guys ordered. And on top of that, there's a variety of other, very, very herby, almost like a pesto-y or like a chimichurri kind of sauce on the side for a lot of these things. It's good. It's very, very good. The guard clearly likes this place for a reason.
That's why you get a local.
Yeah, good call, Burberry. I think, just toss it out there, Noel would be trying Elvish, too, with people who seemed of the elven persuasion that we engaged with, just to see if that language tracks at all here.
There are a few people that you encounter that are passably fluent in Elvish. Maybe one who's actually like a native speaker. It's not terribly common from what you find.
Surprising to me, but all right.
There are elves here. You do note. Most of them do kind of have Uldren's kind of complexion, this kind of like bright, almost preternaturally like bronzed skin and like shining hair, gleaming eyes. The ones who speak Elvish, though, look much more like elves from the material plane. The elves that you've would have encountered in the past, and a short conversation with them would be enough to tell you that they're like first generation here in the Feywild. Their families lived in proximity to the Feywild. They lived along the Vale, and one of them, the whole family kind of wandered in and couldn't get out of the Feywild at one point. And ended up just kept wandering until they found this place and kind of settled here. Another one, the daughter disappeared, and then the mother went looking for him, the father after, and it was just kind of like one after the other after the other. They all found each other in the Feywild afterwards and kind of started their family after that happened.
Mm-hmm.
There is the fluent speaker that you do meet here, however, is visiting. They tell you, they are a merchant. They work in a out of a small town, not too far away from a city named Laramie, out west. And
I've heard of that place.
they found a way across the Vale. They experimented for a little bit, trying to make sure they could get back and forth without getting too lost. And after they were certain they understood what they were doing, they decided maybe this was a new market for them that they could try out. So they packed up some things, they started traveling through the Feywild, and found that they actually had a pretty decent business, kind of moving goods between the two places.
Ooh, how do they deal with the time difference?
Well,
Presumably only traveling at certain points.
the time difference is a real bitch. Yes, no, I definitely have to make it a point to leave the material plane during a full moon. If I remember my lore correctly.
See,
Or
I
no,
just
it might be the new moon. It's one of the moons. I've been here for a
I
little
thought that
while.
you don't go during the new moon. You should go during the full moon. I don't remember.
I'd have to check my notes. Look,
It's not
I've been in the city for a hot minute. It's great here. I love this place.
It's very nice.
Oh, it's lovely. I think just to give you a name, just since they probably
Also, well, what do you sell?
whatever I can get my hands on, just interesting doodads.
I like the idea that this is happening like in the elevator.
I feel like this is the guy sitting next to us at the restaurant.
Yeah, there's probably a guy just like at the table because they're like the long beer garden style tables where it's just like tons of people kind of all kind of piling in together. So his name is Keldon.
Keldon.
Keldon Lithrossel.
And which city is he from?
Laramie, where it's a small town nearby.
It's in Lythor.
Probably wouldn't know. But yeah, west of the mountains. You said Emerald Coast?
Primarily Freeport.
I do like Freeport. Freeport's a nice place. So it's a little cramped for my taste.
It gets busy for sure.
A little humid, but great stuff there. Really lovely. But no, I do be. It's important when you do this. You know, you don't travel too far at once. You know, make sure you kind of step in, step out as you go. Check the time, and then make sure you're not lingering too long in any one place. Otherwise, you're liable to lose a lot of time, which is not what you want.
No.
Yeah.
You're a merchant, right? Do you know any cool shops around here that we could check out? Maybe. We're also visiting.
Yeah. Well, hey. Welcome. Good to meet another material folk.
Yeah. Well, I don't speak Sylvan, so you're the first person I've had a conversation with in a while.
Sure.
Right here.
That I'm not traveling with.
Why are you getting huffy? Those are the exact words you used earlier.
That's 100% true, by the way.
It's not supposed to make sense.
There is a really great little emporium about one level up, if I recall correctly. We're on 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, one level up. Great spot. They carry just tons of just random stuff. I think they literally are. I think they're a pawn shop, truth be told.
You're not sure?
Well, no. Honestly, my Sylvan's not great, if I'm being honest. But I know enough to get by.
Sure.
But I've done a decent amount of business with the proprietress. She's very very eager to make a deal. Damn place. What's it called?
What is it called?
Uh.
And what's the proprietress's name?
Let me fucking pull that up too.
Just gonna make you go through the whole list.
Her name.
It's called the Deepholm Pawn Shop.
It's literally just what it says. Her name is Marion. Little Miss Marion.
Little Miss Marion. And what was this guy's name?
Fuck, I lost it.
I feel like
no,
with
I
a
got it,
hard
I got it.
sound.
Keldon.
Keldon. Yes, Keldon.
Keldon.
Thank you.
I wrote one of those things down. I couldn't
It was
remember Lathor, but I remember.
Keldon Listorol, I think it was.
I don't think he gave us his last name.
Yeah.
Little Lady Marion?
Little Miss Marion.
Little...
Because we have Lady Mag.
Yeah, that's why I was getting confused. Little Miss Marion.
Marion.
Pawn shop? Okay, well, we have a place to check out. Well, it was very nice to meet you. Maybe we'll cross paths again back in the material plane.
Yeah, I mean, are you guys going to be here long?
Maybe a day or two.
All right, well, I mean, if you're heading back to the material plane soon, you know, I've been doing business with, Goshifheim, if I remember correct. No, not Goshifheim. What's the name of the city?
Handalar?
Might be Gosh. Actually, no, it might be Goshifheim. I'm trying to remember. It's not Handalar. Okay, it is Goshifheim. It is Goshifheim. I tell you, trying to keep the planes straight is something. It's a trip walk around here. Yeah, no, but I've been doing trade between here and Goshifheim for the past couple of years, so it's been good. It's been good going for sure.
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, we don't.
If you're in Goshifheim,
end up in Goshifheim, like we said, we stick to Freeport and the islands generally. But
sure.
If we run into you again, you know, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm in and out of here periodically these days.
You might hear about us.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What are you guys up to?
Oh, you know, just saving the Emerald Coast.
Oh yeah, are you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, listen for the Lost Emeralds in the news, okay?
Okay, yeah, big heroes.
When you're
Very
in Goshifheim,
Very cool.
look at the papers.
Sure, yeah. I'll keep an eye out. Lost Emeralds, huh? All right.
Don't you take that tone.
No, that's cool. That's exciting.
You
know,
don't
heroes.
believe me.
Insight check.
Why are we bragging?
This is embarrassing.
Do you speak Elvish?
18. Yes, I do.
No, Barnaby.
I can catch the tone.
An 18 on insight.
With an 18, you definitely pick up his skepticism, but he is a practiced merchant. There is definitely a level of, I would like to maintain this relationship because these seem like good people to know, coming off of him, you know? So, skeptical, but trying not to be.
I wasn't trying to be super
dick about
braggy. I think Noel was just trying to make conversation.
Sure. I mean, you definitely would, I think your passive would be enough to know, like, he does not recognize your group name, like, does not know who you guys are.
Most people don't.
He doesn't believe you.
I didn't say that. I just, you know.
There's clear skepticism in your voice.
Listen, I'm sure you guys are going to do some crazy, great stuff someday. I'm sure of it. You know,
He doesn't even believe you've done anything yet.
Oh, and why are you antagonizing?
Because he's clearly lying.
Oh, heavens!
I mean,
for
he
me.
has
Someone
a right
lies
to
in
be
Feywild.
skeptical. We just met. I really wasn't trying to be braggy. I was just saying, keep an eye out.
I know.
You might hear
wasn't-
about us.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
That's all.
what do you guys say with the Emerald Coast? I mean, that is vague. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you working on?
Oh, I mean, did you hear about like the attack on Freeport?
Freeport got attacked?
Okay, well, you're not gonna have much context for the stuff we're known for.
He's
Oh.
been Feywilds for a bit, so he might not have caught up on his
Yeah.
I haven't been back in a little while. I'm not really sure how long, honestly, but you know.
It might be wise for you to try and be in the Feywild
and
For the next 8 months.
Day in the
or so.
Feywild.
No. Just like if he gets back before the solstice, just
You might want to come back to the Feywild around the solstice. That.
Sure, yeah.
Whenever
suppose
you
if
get
you're
back,
spending
you
it-
can upon the news.
If you're spending time inland, yeah, you probably wouldn't notice a lot of what's been going on.
Well, I mean, Goshenheim is pretty coastal, but yeah, that's fair. No, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really keep track of time these days. It's pretty free willing for me. But I guess if I do find out there's a solstice coming up next time I'm heading back, I'll turn around.
Do
Do you guys know any magic?
Do we know magic?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys know the one? This is a pretty big one. You can like talk to people like across the country, like boom, like
Sending?
that. You know how to do that?
I'm asking about
Yes.
Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, listen. I mean,
Is there someone you would
shoot
like
me a message next time the solstice comes around, and I'll know if it's safe or not.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Hey, I'll pick you up something nice too while I'm there. Next time I see you guys, I'll see if I can't find something cool. To thank you for the heads up.
Oh. That sounds great.
Okay, this is gonna sound a little weird, but if you are in the material plane after shortly this, if you could bring me back, I will totally for it.
Bring you back what now? You
You're
cut
so
out?
quiet. You're cutting out.
Some of the food, like some of the rations here, because obviously you can't get that on the material plane because they only make it here. So if you could save some of the like long keeping from here, I will buy it off of you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. That. You see him kind of take a step back and think about it. I hadn't thought about actually getting food out of here. That's an idea. There's probably some preservation considerations taken into account, but it's got to
I
be
think there's
doable.
a magic item that fixes that problem.
There's got to be something.
Some kind of box that can preserve
Burberry
food.
pulls, like puts the cold box on the table.
There it is.
He's like, well, what is that?
So this is a magical item. It's hold on, let me check it.
Something.
I think it's called like the chill.
It's called a chill box. It's like
Chill
a
box.
little mini thing that keeps stuff in it cold.
And Burby will open
And
it.
it's portable?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I saw something like this at a trade show back in Inigard. God knows how long ago. Some fellow was putting them together, but you had to have them plugged in back at the house. You couldn't take them anywhere. It just runs like constantly. Can I open it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, he'll take a look at it. He's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Just marveling at this thing. Where did you get this?
Well, I purchased it to be made, but I could be convinced to send you one in returns for goods and services for 2 of your months. Not 2 months because the time wobbly.
Hey, listen, call it a favor for a favor. You send me a cold box, I will pack that thing to the brim with as much food as I can carry out of here.
That's a good deal. We can send it to Goshenheim, then you can just pick it up.
Yeah, done deal. He'll.
You have an account at the bank, right?
Yeah, I actually work with Capitoline Trade Exchange. You know them?
No, but I can get familiar.
They're great for interplanar insurance. If you guys ever had Offworld, I have a buddy who recommended them. He does trade through the capital, but
I have to tell Sandy.
you have a lead. But yeah, no, they insure interplanar loss of goods, which is really, really important in my line of business.
Specific.
What's the name of it again?
Capitoline Gate Exchange. I'm pretty sure they've got a branch in Freeport.
It's such a bureaucratic name for such a high concept thing.
Trade insurance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they deal in like fucking these little notes, right? Just ugly little pieces of paper, but it's good money with them. You know, you turn it in, they'll give you the gold. No problem. No questions. No fuss.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I feel like we've been talking for a long time.
Sure, I don't mean to keep you guys. I know, Miss Marion's, like I said, next level up. Lovely little establishment. Say
We'll
hi to her.
check it out when we get a chance. We have some stuff to do first, but
Oh,
thank you
sure. Yeah. Well, hey, y'all have a lovely time here in Deepholm, all right?
Yes, thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
And you too, all of you. Keldon, yeah.
And I'll send it when I can, and I'll send it through the back.
By all means, no rush. Like I said, I'm in and out of here at real weird times. So, I mean, it might be years, honestly, before you hear from me. I apologize for that if that's what happens. Just, heads up.
It's totally fine.
You don't hear from him for like 2 years, and suddenly out of the blue, he's like, "Hey, I'm on the material plane. You still alive?"
Little did I know this is going to be a post-campaign.
This epilogue shit. Finally get your box back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Burberry is going to be like have a weird amount, like hands in a lot of really weird pies. Like advises stuff for magic items for the bank. Food trade with this random man. The one conclave branch that takes the weird people who've broken the rules.
Sure.
As we're walking away from this guy, Noel's just gonna nudge Burberry and say, "Your Elvish has gotten a lot better. Have you been practicing by yourself?"
A little bit. I'm still not very good with big words. But thankfully, he used a lot of simple ones.
You could. Well, he's a salesman. You can get through a lot of conversations with just what you know, it seems like.
Yes, it wasn't because of tongues at all.
I don't know that. Alright, back to the elevator.
Oh, wait.
Alright.
Oh, that's not a bad deception check, but you're passive it. Like,
I don't think it doesn't beat everything.
Okay, well that's a 18.
That might be it probably beats it, honestly. Passive insight, 17.
Yay! Yeah, totally.
I believe you. You've really been practicing a lot.
I mean, I have been practicing.
Okay.
Or heck, maybe Burberry forgot he cast tongues.
He's just like, yeah, I am a lot better.
Because I have a whole 33 days in Elvish.
Into the elevator.
Palace. Time. I literally was just asking if anyone spoke Elvish, and here we are.
Alright. Sorry. So, piling back into the elevator after a sumptuous meal. I am going to ask everyone who partook in food
Partook in so much food.
to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Does Aldrin have to roll a wisdom saving throw?
Aldrin can roll with advantage.
21.
Because I have an insane wisdom save.
I also have an insane wisdom save, but I rolled terrible. That's a 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Barnaby.
Not that great.
What'd you
Because
get?
my wisdom is just garbage. That is gonna be a 6.
6.
6.
Oof.
Told you.
You and me, Barnaby, we failed.
Well, Barnaby is the only one actually who failed. It was not a high DC, but 6 is not enough.
Wasn't that right?
I will say, as you guys are sort of like, stepping onto the elevator, kind of like settling into the meal, just oh, I'm so full. Aldrin, I think you would recognize kind of the telltale kind of almost rushing sensation in your stomach for a moment as you feel the magic of pixie dust begin to kind of hit your system.
Pixie dust.
And you realize, they were sprinkling a little bit in the food. Barnaby, unfortunately, failing the save.
Did they drug us?
It's fine.
Uh,
They drug everyone.
Dude, that's just how things work.
It's a magical flavoring agent. But some people prefer to avoid it just because there can be side effects. Barnaby.
I didn't bring an epinephrine pen, Barnaby. You're gonna be okay.
No,
Yes.
that's
You
an
feel
elf
you
for
feel that
nothing.
rush in your stomach, and it's almost like going down a roller coaster for a moment, and you feel this this heat kind of spread from your gut outward across your body in this like sudden like kind of wave, this, and as it spreads across you, you feel empowered by it.
Huh. Good drugs.
You feel as though the next spell you cast might have a little extra oomph in it. But you can also feel that the sensation is starting to fade pretty quickly. Like it's not going to last super long.
So quick, cast your spells, Barnaby, which you totally don't use because you don't believe in magic.
However, Barnaby would interpret that sensation. Creatures had disadvantage on the next saving throw. You subject them to with a spell.
All right.
Within the next minute.
I think the only spell that I have that would qualify, but it doesn't really, is Cure Wounds.
Yeah, there's no save there.
Yep, exactly.
Wait, creatures have disadvantage on things that you make them save for?
A saving throw.
Damn,
On the next spell
I need
he
to get
casts.
some of this food and bring it back with me.
Lost your rug. I brought you dinner
No,
before.
it works if I eat it.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me, I do have this grease. I guess it is a little
I
extra
assume
slippery right
there's
now.
other effects that aren't quite as useful.
Yeah, Aldrin, you'd be able to tell everyone. It's like, yeah, no, Pixie Dust is pretty random. It just kind of
Okay.
It's either
reacts.
nice or fucking evil.
I'm glad I didn't get affected. Alright.
But it is delicious.
Do we make it to the palace or are we killed by the guards?
Magically delicious.
Oh, my lucky charms! You guys 12 level 12 would reach the top of the lift. Well, not the top of the lift. Honestly, the lift would keep going up past level 12 and towards the towers. But you are on sort of the peak of what seems to be like kind of the natural spire, the actual stone island.
Right.
And stepping off of the lift, you are faced with this long, wide, elaborately, kind of cloistered courtyard. And at the far end of it, you can see sort of this small platoon of gold armored guards standing, on either side of a pretty wide staircase leading up to a pair of heavy black doors with this vivid gold etching into the surface of it. The actual palace structure itself is it looks like it's carved into kind of the peak of the mountain. The stone has all been like polished and smoothed. Those intricate floral relief carvings again cover the face of this place in various sections. It is a towering, grandiose, if somewhat stark and imposing sort of structure. And rising out of the top of it, you can see the towers that continue climbing higher and higher overhead as sort of the upper levels of the city. The palace is sort of situated kind of at the halfway point almost.
All right,
And
Aldrin.
Aldrin, you would recognize this place. Does not look terribly different from last time you saw it. Maybe a couple new plants in the gardens off to the side. But yeah, heading towards the stairs. You begin to approach, and you see the group of guardians in their golden armor with their large shields and spears kind of close ranks as you approach. And one of them will step forward and call out to you as you approach. Declare yourself, stranger.
Aldrin Sylvia, I am friends with Lady Malgrin.
Maglin.
Aldrin
How
knows!
is it so hard? This is the most basic name I've thrown at you guys.
And
Maglin.
it's the hardest!
I like that Aldrin keeps forgetting.
Aldrin does not forget. Chani forgets. I am friends with Lady Maglin. I have my 2 wards with me, the children of Kaisimi. Pat.
They will look at the two of them. They'll look at you and the rest of the party. And
These are my traveling companions.
We're here too.
Beautiful Noel, the wise Burberry, the shooty Barnaby, and the buff John.
Shooty.
Barnaby the shooty.
I mean, I do not want to do that.
I mean, the guards definitely are looking at you all warily, and they will ask. This lead guy will say, "If you will hold there for the moment, then we will."
She'll remember me, I promise.
We will send word. And he'll kind of give a nod over his shoulder, and you'll see one of the guys on the flank kind of break off and head up the stairs inside and disappear through the doors.
Aldrin will turn to the children and be like, "Now, children, please be respectful." Looking more at Kyron than Endymion. Can you do that?
They both look at you. They look at the guards. Endymion is definitely standing more or less at attention. Just, ramrod straight, very, very, very proper and respectful and quiet. Kyron's got the arms crossed. He's looking, trying to puff out his chest, trying to look like he's important.
Noel's gonna lean down to Endymion and say, "Don't lock your knees."
You see him a little
It's a
bit,
good way
like
to
kind
faint.
of slumps slightly.
Alright. Aldrin's gonna try to uncross Kyron. He's like, "Stop that. Stop it.
Stop it! Get off of me!
Stop trying to look like you're
I am a
that.
lordly. Get off!"
Oh my god, you are. I don't just strangle you.
Meanwhile, the lead guard is standing there watching you and him wrestling.
Stop looking like a baboon.
I take it you've had a long journey.
No,
Oh!
like children.
I don't like children. But these ones are.
He's a terrible bodyguard, almost got us lost. As Kyron kind of, again, just straightens his back out, really, really fucking leaning into it.
I will ask her to put you in a box for me.
The guard just looks at you and raises an eyebrow.
She likes me.
As you say that, Aldrin, you hear a voice in your head. A familiar woman's voice that you have not heard in some years, but you recognize very quickly as Lady Maglin's. Aldrin, if you are indeed at my front door, take a knee.
Damn it. Fine. And they'll just take a knee.
We'll be taking 2Ds later.
Raise a hand. And tell me how much you've missed me.
I have missed you, Lady Maglin.
What are you doing?
Wait, what's going on?
You do that, and you see the guard. The guard's looking at you, what the fuck? And then you see him kind of recoil for a moment, and you see him very quickly shifting his attention. Yes, my lady, he is. Very well. The lady has vouched for your identity. You may enter. And he will direct the guards to step aside and lead you up the stairs into the main hall.
Is that
In
some
your
kind
chest,
of...
you look like a pufferfish.
Aldrin, is that some kind of password? You have to get on your knees or something?
She liked it when I was on my knees last time.
Oh.
As you are led up the stairs through the double doors, you find yourself stepping into this towering vaulted hall, massive pillars of gilded stone kind of lining the walkway. It is dark in here, noticeably so, especially compared to the exterior of the city, where you kind of got the sun kind of shining from overhead, no matter where you are, really. This place has like one pair of sconces every 100 feet. You know, it is very, very dimly lit, but it's still enough to kind of show off the gold and the carvings and architectures, all of these like stark shadows and reflections up and down the hallway. You can see side passages kind of branching off into other parts of the palace, kind of lined with these sparse lights as you continue after the guard. And yeah, it's not too deep in. You're sort of following this carpet down a central pathway before you reach another pair of heavy doors guarded by another small platoon of these gold armored soldiers. And they step aside and open the doors for you and lead you into another dark chamber, although there are a pair of lights at the far end flanking a large stone throne set up on a dais. And as you step inside, there is a to either side of you as sconces light at your passing, and they sort of illuminate this pathway leading up to the base of the platform.
Appropriate amount of drama. I really should take notes of this for the Temple of Cure. They'd love this shit.
And as you approach the dais, you can see, seated on it, guarded by another group of 4 golden armored individuals, there is a very tall, angular featured, kind of with a long neck, very sharp jawline, very long ears, and this very thick head of platinum blonde hair that is like pulled back into this very elaborate braid that just kind of runs down the back of the head, over the shoulder. Her skin is almost the same texture as the stone of her keep, this sort of like grayish black, not quite onyx, but close in its kind of tonality. Piercing white eyes, just like gleaming in the dim light of the room. And she's wearing this like very subdued black and gold gown, predominantly dark with these kind of gold trim elements along the collar and stuff. And over her shoulders there is this mantle that is like a somewhat dull violet color in the firelight. And Aldrin, you would recognize that this is Lady Maglin. No different from the last time you saw her. Does not look like she's aged a day.
It's a beautiful outfit.
And as you approach, you can see she smiles at you, Aldrin. She kind of crosses a leg and leans back in her chair, steeples her fingers. She says, "My good friend, Aldrin Silver, I had forgotten. What a handsome fellow you are.
Your
Welcome back to Deepholm."
Your beauty dulls in comparison, my lady.
You are ever the flatterer.
Might I introduce to you my wards? Endymion and Chiron. Is Chiron still puffing his chest?
Oh yeah. Trying to, but he's also like looking at this woman who is like probably almost as tall as Barnaby. And he's honestly looking a little intimidated.
I feel like he'll get
like-
like a Aldrin will do like a small smack. She's like,
He straightens up a little bit, but he's still got the arms in front of him. You'll see her nod to each of them as you introduce them, and she says, "So these are Caesimian's boys."
yes.
Very good. They bear his likeness. I trust that your journey has been painless.
Of course.
You don't need to lie to me, Aldrin. Not that you could, if you tried. I know a brave face when I see one.
Having a great time.
Oh, even I heard that was a lie.
I take it you have seen the situation on our northern border.
Have.
Rather unfortunate state of affairs, but it is what it is. I'm glad you made it. In one piece. So, how long will you be staying?
Only a few days. Need to get the little ones back to their papa.
Of course. Caesimian said as much on his way through. I trust you have not encountered any difficulties on this particular detail.
None that were not unmanageable.
Good. I have wondered if this latest incursion by the Deep Lord is perhaps related to Caesimian's recent descendants. He has not said as much, but one can imagine.
Probably not incorrect. That assumption.
You can definitely tell she's looking very pointed, like definitely gauging your reaction to that.
If it is the fault of our passing through, we do apologize for the hindrance. I'm sure he will be knocking on our doorstep shortly as well.
I mean, she just holds up a hand. She says, No. I imagine this was precipitated by your lord's ascendance more than anything else. You have no fault in that, I'm sure.
Does Aldrin have fault that he doesn't know about?
Why do you look so guilty, Aldrin?
Did I do something? I feel like he's like sitting there like,
And Jimmy's looking at you like, why are you sweating?
I don't know. I feel like I did something wrong.
He's a very sweaty man.
She just kind of chuckles at that, and just kind of waves a hand as if to brush the idea off. Well, if you have need of accommodations, I can certainly make recommendations. There are some new, very exquisite lodgings on the upper levels these days. I have not had the chance to partake myself, but I am told they have been built to the most exquisite standards. Unless you think there is more value in
Spa from free.
slumming it.
I feel like Aldrin doesn't want to say he's broke. He's like, yes, totally like at the higher end and stuff.
We all know where Aldrin was hoping to stay while we were here.
It's more out of the fact that he spent most of his allowance on children's stuff.
I mean, I'm not super keen on the idea of spending hundreds of gold here.
Yeah.
Well, especially because we can't access our bags of tea
Yeah. I got so much money.
somewhere.
I think we are all a little short on funds, so slumming it will probably be the way to go this time around.
Well, in that event, then, be vigilant, would you? I could only hope that your stay here is undisturbed and peaceful. But we both know high water is all abuzz with the recent happenings. I am expecting to see one or other of their operatives at some point in the near future here. It would be out of character for him not to try something. So by way of warning, do be careful. But I hope you needn't be.
I hope as well. I hope the same.
Well. Do be sure to come back before you leave.
I'm
course.
guessing without the room.
I would be eager to hear more about your journey when you have some time. But I'm sure you must be tired.
Civilization's actually quite made me chipper.
Good to hear. We try very hard here. Did you see that we started a second tower?
You have no
Ultra.
idea how many innuendos that my brain is just running through during this conversation.
Beautiful tower.
Let's just say it's good that Barry's on top today.
Remember, your lower half keeps grumbling.
Yeah, I'm probably hungry.
Mm.
Might need to stuff my face.
You just ate.
You're right, I did.
Don't call me out, Noel.
Well, it was lovely to see you again, Aldrin, and to meet your wards. My little lordlings, welcome to Deepholm. I hope you find your stay here comfortable. And Endymion will bow and say, thank you, my lady. And Chiron will... You see there's some hesitance there. He's like, should I bow? But then he slowly just kind of like haltingly does it. Yes, thank you, lady.
Thanks, lady.
Thanks, lady.
I feel like he'll get like a small smack. No. Try again.
Thank you, my lady.
There we go. Good job. He's still learning.
Evidently.
He meant no disrespect. He is quite a puffer fish, is he not?
Reminds me of a young Caesimian, truthfully. Chiron lights up a little bit hearing that.
I feel like he'll send her a message with his earring, and it's like, please don't encourage him.
You just see this fucking like grinchy little fucking curl at the corner of her mouth. She clearly enjoys that idea very much.
Well, we must be going then. Thank you for your hospitality as always. Come on, children.
Aldrin.
We go.
Wait, sorry, has this whole conversation been in Sylvan?
Yes.
Aldrin, before we go, could you just tell her how much I love her outfit?
Oh yes, of course.
It is
My
gorgeous.
dear friend Noel here adores your outfit.
I-
Says you look stunning.
Why, thank you, my dear. You're a fetching little thing yourself, aren't you?
Can't understand her.
She said
She looks
She
like
said
she's
you're-
flirting with me.
This fucking...
Aldrin translate. She says you're fetching, as I have told you many a times.
Thank you very much. I can't imagine how long it would have taken to get your hair like that, but it looks perfect.
She said, your hair must have taken a long time to get ready because it is the epitome of perfection.
It's a pretty faithful translation.
She bows very graciously in her seat. And she will say to Aldrin, again in Sylvan, it's like, If you've a mind to bring the moon drop the next time you come to see me, I would not say no to her.
Oh god,
company.
Opal return!
She seems lovely.
I feel like Aldrin's just gonna look at Noelle and just be like,
Wait, what is
okay, Moondrop.
what is she? Moondrop?
Yep, that's your new little name, Moondrop.
I have a name?
Yes. You'll get a message in your ear with the earring. She wants to fuck you.
Oh.
With me.
Okay. I'll just. Noelle's totally blushing. She just bows. Thank you.
Older, you can definitely tell. Like, no change in her expression. Like, there's no move, but the vibe coming off this lady, like, she is fucking dying laughing to herself right now. Like, just stone faced, but it's there in the eyes.
Noelle, are you okay?
Yeah, it's warm in here.
She says it's warm in here.
Do you want to stick
I
your
think it's because
No,
you're
it's fine.
so
We're leaving.
Apologies.
attractive, my lady.
The fires will dim ever so slightly. Much better.
Should be going, probably.
You don't want to stay, Noelle?
I thought she said we should go slum it.
Well, as always, thank you for your graciousness. I just wanted to say hello since I was in the city, I feel like.
Of course. Don't be a stranger.
Of course not. I will see you later, I suppose.
Excuse me.
How
This
dare
is so
you.
graceful.
I blurped.
Whenever the children are asleep, I wish.
You messaged her that.
Yeah.
She just ever so slightly inclines her head towards you, just looking up over her brow. Or still down at you, but you know, the intent's there. But yeah.
Okay.
So, taking your leave, the guards will escort you back out of the palace. And before long, you are out in the courtyard. Back under the sun. Eyes adjusting to the bright light.
Just to nothing.
Much better. I don't have dark vision. Okay. Well, that escalated.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, she wanted to fuck Noelle. She invited her to join us later.
That was not my intent. I just wanted to tell her she had a nice outfit.
She likes flattery.
I guess that's good to know.
Most Fae do. They are very horny creatures.
I'm noticing that more and more the longer we travel.
I
With
think
you
they're just...
saying that sentence, I am suddenly vastly concerned.
I'm tame! What, did you think I was horny?
Comparatively.
Odd.
Or sorry.
There's no escaping it.
It's everywhere here. If you don't want to be around sex, Barnaby, you're in the worst place you could ever be in your life.
Thank you for continually reminding me.
I mean, they're just fucking everywhere, Barnaby. It's all around you.
Why do you think I keep the helmet on?
Are you blushing? Oh, what color is your blush? Is it like a different color because of your different skin tone?
I'm just gonna pull my visor down.
Oh.
I lean over to Aldrin.
Put a little
It's
lock
kind of
on
like
it.
a dark reddish orange.
Oh, precious.
All right. Well, this is getting too weird. I'm gonna go.
Flies away.
Barnaby, did you want to go and meet a level 6?
What's a level 6?
The Way Shrine.
Oh, I was gonna go to that pawn shop.
Oh, so level 6 is the first proper temple. There are way shrines on levels below that.
Yes.
Everybody wants the temple.
Yes.
I want the temple. But
Did you want to go to the?
Pod
oh,
comfort.
go ahead, sorry.
Or whichever floor is closest. I imagine the pawn shop is.
The
Pawn
pawn
shop
shop
is
is
level 8.
closer. That's 8.
Yeah.
So pawn shop first.
Okay, sure.
Only to save us some stairs.
There's an elevator.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys piled into the elevator and take it down to level 8. And it takes some wandering around. Ask a couple people for directions, but eventually you are directed towards the establishment of Little Miss Marion's. And the sign over the door...
Closed for renovation.
No, it is... it's not an atypical sign in this city. It is a very large, like, circular band with text just kind of running continuously in a full, 360, circle around the length of it. And Uldren, and I guess, I don't know, can Barnaby read Sylvan?
Some of his languages.
Yes.
I guess so. So, you guys would be able to see that this sign says, babble, babble, bibble, bobble, booble. And it just goes in a circle. Babble, bibble, babble, booble, babble, bibble, bibble.
I'm
So
not saying that.
there's not really a beginning or an end to it. It's just a lengthy nonsense phrase in Sylvan.
Yeah, I ain't saying that.
Is this it? Looks like a pawn shop.
This was the address you were directed to. And yeah, I mean, looking in the windows, there are just stacks of random odds and ends. Like there's a pile of pots next to a telescope, next to a massive like Ming vase looking piece of ceramic. It's huge variety of items.
Is there an open sign?
Yeah, it looks open.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, lights are on. So you open the door, the little ding 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 ding, there's a little chime bell overhead sounds, and you can see all around you there are just shelves upon shelves upon shelves. This shop looks a lot bigger inside than it did from the street. And it is very densely packed with just all manner of drugs. Like this place looks like stepping into like a thrift store, like the kind of like the old cutlery and dinnerware section, where it's just piles of stuff on shelves. There's plants hanging, living plants and pots hanging from various spots in the ceiling. Many you don't recognize, blooming in these brilliant, like Technicolor flowers. And as you're kind of taking this all in, there's an immediate flash of like bright pink light in front of your eyes as something darts very quickly towards you before we're kind of backing up. And you hear this very small voice like, "Oh dear, hello. How is everybody? Please welcome." And you see there is a very, very small, dare I say tiny, lady with a pair of fluttering little wings hovering in the air in front of you like a hummingbird. Glowing with
Sylvan,
bright pink light. Yes.
Barbary, do you have any tongues left?
Yes.
Thank you.
I think, judging by the amount of we've been talking, this will probably be the last one.
Fair enough.
I mean, it wasn't on me all day until now, so. Although I don't know if it was the battle today. I guess it would have been. Against the giants.
Yeah, that would have been earlier today.
Yeah, so we did use some magic.
Just upcast it. Just use all my spell slots on like 6 different tongues.
Go figure, right?
Yeah, I'll cast tongues.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you Marion? No, I would say.
And this little fairy lady would, light up. You see her little face break into a smile. It's like, "Oh yes, I am, little Miss Marion. Hello.
Hi.
And what might your name be, Missy?"
I'm called Noelle.
"Oh, well, aren't you just a precious thing? Look at you." Oh. She like flits forward, and you feel like this, like a pinch, this like sting on your cheek as she tries to pinch you. "Oh, you're lovely. And who are your friends, dearie?"
Aldrin, Burberry, Barnaby, John.
Can I?
"Oh, look at all of you. Look at you, all precious things, the lot of you.
Is this like a store
Got it.
full of knickknacks and trinkets everywhere?
Yes.
Yeah, this is definitely like a pawn shop, thrift store looking establishment.
Just so you guys know what Aldrin's doing, I feel like at least Kyron is probably just going to be a menace in this place. And just
Did you call me Noel?
Oh, I was just
And-
introducing everybody, that's all.
So Aldrin will just be watching the children, making sure they don't break anything.
Okay.
Is it okay if I start using my adept linguist today for I'll be okay tomorrow?
Adept linguist.
You can communicate with humanoids who don't speak any language you know. You must observe the humanoids interacting with one another for at least 1 day, after which you learn a handful of important words, expressions, and gestures enough to communicate on the country.
Yeah, I'd say it's been like over almost 3 weeks. I think that you've been on the road. I think just the amount of Sylvan you've been exposed to at this point would give you enough like basic phrases that you could
Okay,
you
so
could
I
function.
can vaguely understand the conversations that's happening without.
Vaguely. She's speaking very rapidly, so it's only like a handful of words that like
Well,
register. But
So I figured that it's enough to like say important things like how much and stuff like that, but not enough to actually
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
a conversation. But like to get the gist of it.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, she definitely does like a pass by everybody, just kind of giving you all a once over, just effusively going off. And she's as she kind of peels back, she's like, "Well, please, feel free to peruse. Is anyone looking to sell? I mean, you've got lovely faces, all of you. I wouldn't say no if you're offering. Can I get you anything? Maybe a little spot of tea."
Faces?
"Oh yes, your precious face. It really is a lovely thing."
If we sold you our faces, what would you do with them?
"Oh, put it on stock." And she'll gesture towards the back wall. And you can see what looks like a line of masks in one corner. They're just kind of like cramped and like hanging at odd angles. Kind of squinting at them at this distance. There's a very uncanny level of realism to those
It's
faces.
just a wall of screaming faces.
Nah, they're silent. They're just masks that look like real ass faces hanging on the wall.
Okay, weird question. If I wore one of these masks, would I just have that face, and would it follow my expressions, or would it still be silent?
That is a question.
Listen.
I don't think we're here to sell our faces.
No, but I might be curious to, how much?
Are you looking to buy?
What?
How much?
Well, typically we trade in kind, but I'm open to offers.
Are you really going to sell your face?
No, I want to know how much gold it costs, but I don't know how to ask that properly.
How much gold does a face cost?
Well, as I said, we usually trade in kind, but like I said, I'm also open to offers. I mean, typically something like that would maybe run 1,000 or 2. So
1,000 or 2 gold.
It's a lot of money.
Hold on, let me pretend that I set aside money before this and am not thinking about several thousand purchases and how much I would have set aside. I don't think I would have set aside 1,000.
I do think Noelle's going to look around for some kind of jewelry with maybe like a minor enchantment on it or something really unique.
Okay.
Not like a +1 anything, but just like a little got like a prestidigitation effect or something.
I'm gonna gently say that I set aside 500 at the beginning of this adventure, so that theoretically I could have bought a small magical item, but no large purchases. Fair?
Sure.
You did specifically go outside to say you'd transfer
I
money,
did.
so
I just forgot to actually.
you
Well,
have
I
more
remember
justification
to
than anyone.
transfer. I remember to transfer the items. I forgot about actual money.
Oh,
Oops.
right.
So that's why I said that seems fair, because like I did not foresee buying magical.
I think it's fair. You're fine.
Yeah. Let me see here, Noelle.
Hey, I could
Go
drink
ahead
this without
and
not actually
give
knowing
me
what it is.
a. Give me like a D20 roll.
Okay. $13.
13. Okay. I will say your eye is caught by a necklace. There's a sterling silver chain, bright, lustrous, looks like it's been, polished 1,000 times. As many of the things in here have been. Like this lady looks like she tends very intensely to her wares. And this necklace, very fine chain, and hanging from it there is an amulet with there's a little silver fixture where the chain kind of loops through, and attached to it is this odd orb. It looks like crystal, but there's something about the way it's sort of distorting the light, and the way it seems to be resting on the shelf. It's almost like the crystal's kind of like deformed a little bit, and the orb is sort of like sagged ever so slightly. And as you pick it up, you see this orb almost bounce, like, and return to a much rounder, like, kind of perfectly spherical shape. And you see the image inside of it as you pick it up kind of like tremble and shimmer as you're kind of looking through it at the rest of the store.
What is this piece, Mary?
Oh, just a little bauble I picked up a few, well, maybe not a few years, it might be longer. But yes, no, it's a little drop of moonlight.
What does that mean? Where did it come from?
Well, presumably one of the moons. That's what I was told, at least.
I guess I don't really understand how that works, but it's beautiful.
You get a little shake as you kind of like pick it up, and you see this faint light kind of shine inside of it.
How much?
I've had that thing for a while. 700.
Let me look at my
In comment,
inventory.
they might barter.
Am I what? Sorry?
Barter.
Barter? Oh, that was what I was just thinking. Here's a thought. Marion? I do not have that much money on me. However, I do have some interesting things. Maybe you could find these interesting. I will take out some of my Jabberwock scales and claws. Those are pretty unique, and they have their own shimmer to them.
Oh, those are lovely.
Thank you.
I've had them forever.
I've had them for months.
Impressively, she's able to lift one of these scales as she like flutters down and like picks it up and just zzz into the air. And you see her manipulating it with a surprising amount of deftness for her size. As she kind of like picks it up and like almost like kind of swings it like a fan, kind of flips it over, holds it up to the light, kind of checking the sheen. She says, well, I suppose I wouldn't say no to some of these. These are lovely.
I'm glad you like them. Truthfully, though, like I said, I'm pretty limited in my budget. We aren't from around here. I could maybe part with like 150 gold at most.
Well, let's say you throw in 6 of these, and we'll make it 100 gold.
6 of the scales?
Six scales and 100 gold.
I can do that.
Lovely. Now, this
Before
thing does
I agree
have...
to this,
Mm.
could I just do one insight check to make sure that this whole drop of moonlight thing isn't a fucking
Scamp.
yeah scam?
Yeah,
I pulled it out of the sewer.
Just trapped a will-o-wisp in a glass bead or something. Natural 20.
You know, this woman has done a lot of business, it seems. She's got a lot of stuff here. And I mean, everything in here looks pretty well taken care of. She seems to be very, very intent on her work. You're not sensing any intent to trick or deceive or pass off a cursed item of any kind.
Then yes, I will agree to the deal.
Oh, lovely. And she will fly down to like grab hold of your finger and gives it like a little shake with both her hands. And then she'll rip the price tag off of the necklace, which was written in Sylvan, and fly away with it, throw it away, and begin shuttling the various Jabberwock scales
Did Aldrin see
to
the
an open
price of it?
space.
I mean, we're talking openly with the fairy.
Yeah, I mean the price written. I mean, none of the prices in here are in like a currency. It's all stuff like kind of nonsensical stuff. True love's kiss, or equivalent value in trade. The moonlight one in particular would have been requesting a memory of your first pet, or rough equivalents. Memory of meeting your first pet, or rough equivalents.
Weird. Well, I will. I'll put it on.
And yeah, I mean, kind of placing it on your around your neck and letting it hang. You can tell as it kind of hits your chest that it does deform slightly. Kind of pressing up against you, and there is a strange coolness to its touch. You feel it almost feels wet as it's kind of brushes your skin, although it doesn't leave any residue or trail or anything. And it doesn't ever really warm up. It remains fairly cool to the touch. And while it is touching you, there is that very faint kind of like glow, just a very faint little light that shines from inside of it.
Pled?
Yeah.
Has she been open for a while?
Yeah, looks like it. There's a lot of junk in here.
Does she have any books?
Oh boy.
Some, I suppose.
Only a few hundred.
Are there any on, I don't know, old deities or something?
Old gods or old songs? What was that word?
Deities.
Deity. Okay, I thought you said ditty for a second.
I will also accept old songs, though.
I will say give me an investigation check.
Hello, sis.
Uh... 21?
21.
I rolled.
Did you want advantage? I was just gonna assist if you wanted it.
Sure, but your investigation might actually be better than mine.
It is. We've been through this before.
Why don't you roll your own investigation?
Okay, sure.
Because I rolled a 19. There's not much better.
My investigation it's pretty damn good. You're looking for books about deities?
Yeah.
25.
25.
25.
Okay.
Nope. 26.
I will say the. Are you able to read Sylvan right now, Burberry?
Make it happen.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm describing this.
Well, Noelle did the better roll, so and Noelle can read Sylvan right now.
Okay.
Or no, tongues is not that.
Aldrin can
what?
read.
I'll-
Barnaby can read.
What? Well, we'll say we actually asked the lady.
Okay, fair enough.
She can read.
The 26, she leads us to the God section.
Well, okay. She has 2 books that she leads you to. One of them is a very, very thick book. It is in really rough shape, but it looks like probably like 3 encyclopedias sewn together. It's like a block of paper with leather covers. No, it is, as she tells you, an extensive and thorough, though incomplete, chronicle of the Summerlands, which she will tell you is a very, very old historical text that is, updated by this publishing house in the heart of the Summerlands. And they list, every dynasty that has ruled the Summerlands, every member of that dynasty, and every lord that has been, titled officially as an archfey within that dynasty, as well as, various other figures that have sort of figured into the history over the course of like conflicts and open warfare that's broken out at times, with the Gloaming Courts. She tell you lots of archfays in here. It'll take some digging, but you can certainly find, all manner of lords and ladies listed in here. The other book she will show you is a much smaller book. This one is probably like the size of a children's book, honestly. And the interior is illustrated. There are these very artfully stylized drawings on every page, and maybe like a paragraph of text on each one to accompany it. And she tells you that this is an old Fae fairy tale, one of the oldest ones that she knows of. This one recounts sort of the origins of Faedom. How the Fae began.
How much ish? For both.
For both, she'll probably settle on like 100 gold.
Done.
Do you have any children's toys?
Several. Yeah, she'll take you to like a whole. There's like a shelf just like filled with
Are they
all
fireproof?
kinds of like old toys. Do what?
Are they fireproof?
That was actually my next question.
I knew it would be.
Yeah, there it is. Some of them. There's like a stone set of soldiers. And if you press the head, they start to kind of like walk. But they don't walk for terribly long. It's maybe like 5 steps, and then they either fall over or they stand still. So weak but present magic on them. There's some building blocks, that are cut to sort of arrange themselves into a small model of Deepholm. It's like brick or excuse me, it's like stone Lego bricks almost. There's probably some like metal figurines of various animals that have like moving arms. They're like articulated. They have like arms and legs and heads that'll move. Squirrels and dogs and cats and there's like a deer one. I don't know. Are we looking for something in particular?
Something that I think she might like.
Sure.
For my many times of playing with her.
I mean, Susanna likes games, from what you've found. She does like having something to play with other people. There's probably like a non-flammable probably like a stone like game board with pieces. It looks kind of like a version of chess, but the pieces are like it's like a circular board, and the grid kind of like fans out and
Like Parcheesi?
not quite Parcheesi. It's like a grid board, but the grid kind of follows the curvature of a circle, kind of like a dartboard
Like
almost.
the one in Star Wars?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you know how to play this one?
Nope.
They lost to time.
But they're lovely little pieces, aren't they?
I'll give you 10 gold for it. I mean, you don't know how to play it.
You drive a hard bargain, fella. 10 gold.
Yay!
10 gold for a stone board game. Nobody knows.
With no rules.
Nobody knows how to play.
You can make up rules. We can work on that.
I mean, you know, it's
It does look to be a complete board set. Like the piece count matches. So.
mystery board.
Are there any books on like ancient Fae board games here?
Trust me, if there was, I'd know how to play it.
Fair. I'm gonna look over at Kyron and Endymion. Are they bored to tears standing in a pawn shop with us?
Kyron looks bored because Uldren will not leave him alone.
Well, I figured he is being rotten.
And you're
He
right.
just assumed.
He's definitely like looking to like check out what's on the top shelves and like climbing to see, and you're having to like hold on to him so he doesn't. Endymion is behaving himself better. He is kind of pacing up and down the aisles, kind of looking around.
I think we're almost done, guys.
Okay.
Kyron,
Let me go.
I would want to ask Kyron, what do you want to do?
I want to see that nice place he was talking about.
Nice place?
She said there was like a really fancy, swanky, like accommodations.
Oh. We probably can't afford it, is the problem.
But
I'm a lord.
we're royalty.
I mean, that could work if you put on the right act.
You have to be very convincing. Well, I'm very convincing. You're very good. We could do it!
How would you like that? Could try
Kyron's
and lie our way into a nice room?
Kyron's over here like, oh, yeah, I mean, obviously, why wouldn't we try?
All right.
Do you seriously not have any money? He looks at Uldren.
I spent it all on you!
He's made that pretty clear at this point, guys.
Endymion passes by. She's like, he's just twisting the knife.
All right, Kyron.
Me? I'm twisting the knife?
No, Kyron.
Oh.
Kyron, if you'd like to lead the way on this one, what role do you want me to play? I can be whoever you need me to be.
Literally.
Oh, you could be his father.
Probably not gonna impersonate your dad. I feel like that's some kind of high crime, I imagine.
Yeah, you might get in trouble for
Yeah, I
that.
feel like I'd get my head chopped off. But like a servant or something, a guard.
Ooh! You could be the Castellan. We have Castellans. We have like 5 of those.
Okay, what's a Castellan?
They're like the Uldren. What's the Castellan do? Dad's always talking.
He's like DM.
DM. No, I mean Kyron's like, yeah, the Castellan. Dad's always talking to the Castellan. He's important. Uldren, what's the Castellan do? Because he has no fucking clue. And Uldren, you'd be able to tell. That's basically the steward of the house. They're the one who, tends to the house's affairs, manages,
Like
any purchasing, any errands that need doing, any work things like that. They are the general manager of.
What does the Castellan wear?
And he'll describe this outfit for you. It's lots of black, very stark colors, close-fitting clothes.
Okay.
There is, it's like a kind of like a buttoned-up collar with this like white ruff around the hem of it.
Be a priest.
No, not like the across the neck.
Oh,
It's like the hem has this like ruffled white thing, and then the glove, the wrists have the same kind of ruffle. Kind of these like big puffy like above the knee pants with very like tight fitting boots.
Oh, I'm gonna look so dumb. Kyron,
No,
this outfit because I'm gonna look dumb.
No, you look really important.
All right, fine. And what is their race, and what's like their hair and stuff?
Oh god, which one should she be, Uldren?
At least make her pretty.
I guess you could. Well, but should she be the new one? I don't feel like the new one's really like super important. Like, it's like the
I don't think it matters. I think it just has to sell.
We're not there. We just have to sell these people.
The idea of it.
Okay, yeah. I guess. So like, start with Uldren, and then make it a girl, and then make her. He like stops, blushes a little bit. Prettier.
Prettier than Uldren?
Trying to say it has
I'm-
big boobs.
Stunning. Do you not realize that, child? Oh, my beautiful creature.
Yeah, well, she's prettier than you are.
I feel like this is the first time.
He says that under his breath.
I feel like he's like genuinely offended. He's like, oh, beautiful.
How dare you?
You are beautiful, Uldren. That's a good question, though, Berber.
What was the question?
Did you mean it? They have bigger boobs?
He's like, make her prettier. Pulls his hands
Tracts
back.
of land.
Have you been looking at her boobies?
No,
I'm not doing much to hide them.
not intentionally.
Oh my god, you've been looking at her boobies, you little scoundrel.
How can you not? They're.
Huge.
I feel like Uldren's like, oh!
And Dimian will chime in from the next aisle over. They are really big.
You are naughty boys! I'm going to tell your father about this.
Have you not
I
met
feel
her?
like they were smaller when we started this, and they've just gotten bigger every time I've drawn them.
Just Noelle's standing there, just slowly inflating her boobs.
I feel like they've just gotten bigger as Noelle's confidence has grown over the course of this. Just kind of changes herself to represent that.
Sure.
Well, as ridiculous as it may seem, sure, I will make my boobs a little bigger. And I will use my disguise armor to make an outfit that resembles what they are describing. And I guess I'll just be sort of like, I'll go elven with it. I'll do something very exaggerated features-wise, like I've seen some of the elven folk around here looking like. Probably very like short trim, kind of side-swept hair too. Just look very proper and controlled.
Yeah, that looks like her.
Is this about right? Okay. I am your castaway?
Castellan.
Castellan, okay. Okay.
Her name is Suvria.
Syria?
Are they looking at Noel's titties?
No, they are pointedly looking away from Noel.
I think they're more covered now.
Probably. Suvria.
Your name is going to be Suvria. Or my name is Suvria.
Yes.
Okay.
You really... Kyra just looks at you, Ultron, like, you really haven't met her?
No, but I need to now. Clearly.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, he's looking at Noel like, yes, I need to meet her.
Apparently.
Yeah, she's close enough.
Aww, are you blushing?
Get off of me! Alright, anything else in Bibble Bubble 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 Bubble?
Could she give me directions to a book?
To a what?
A book.
A bookstore.
I need to translate from Sylvan to Common.
Good luck finding a book for that. I will say she can direct you, but yeah. Give me another investigation check with disadvantage this time.
Okay.
What's my name? Silvra?
So, Suvria.
Oh man.
Yeah. Nah, you have not met a single common speaker since you've been here, aside from that one
No,
elvish guy.
It's like my investigation was 12. I'm just sad because the other roll was a 19 again.
Oof. Big oof.
Can I give myself advantage with enhanceability?
You could cancel it out.
Actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Do you want me to roll again?
No, what was the first roll if you're gonna enhance
Well,
ability?
no, I rolled 2 dice. I rolled them at the same time.
No.
It wasn't a first.
What was the leftmost dice?
19. That was a 10.
Alright.
Come on,
You're-
my cat.
No, that's next campaign.
You gotta start practicing at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you're not finding a single thing in common anywhere in any of the shelving of the bookstore that she sent you to. It's not here.
Are there any spell scrolls for comprehend languages?
Give me another investigation check.
This one I will do with advantage because I will give myself the thing for that.
Wait, what are you doing?
Flat
Sorry?
roll. I'm investigating for a scroll of comprehend languages.
Can I give you Bardic Inspiration?
It wouldn't matter. I rolled a 2.
God.
I you were just at a loss.
Yeah, it's alright. I tried. I gave it my bestest go. She's
Sometimes that's
"Well,
all you can do.
I do have a thing of spell scrolls, but they're all in some strange language I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like Orcish or something.
Well, as you guys depart the pawn shop, little Miss Marion is gonna give you guys a little wave and say, "If you ever change your mind about your faces, I'll give you a great deal. I've got a great selection to choose from. Don't forget about me."
I've already got the wrong one. I don't need another one.
Oh, we could swap you out right now if you like.
Wait, what would... Well, okay, so... I know this isn't how it works. I know this is how it works. This is purely Cat going, wee. But, like, if one of them swapped the phase, whatever got back would be like some sort of
It
weird...
would be like an amalgamation, I think. All of your art would be defunct for the last 2 years.
Well, what else is new? No, what? No, but my art wouldn't be defunct, Pete. My art would just turn into a different character.
That's true.
And then I would draw a new one for what Burberry is. Which looks like some sort of weird scaly hog man.
says, I don't know why you picked the hog, but okay.
You
It
know,
was cool.
I figured snoot plus human nose is that's kind of where.
I only had so much money, Noel. Okay, I am going to be Castellan Suvria
Okay.
for Chiron's lying purposes. And whoever wants to come with us can also play the role.
I mean, Aldrin's coming.
All right.
I will come, but I probably shouldn't play along. I feel like I would be a...
You do have a disguise armor, don't you, Burberry?
I do, but that doesn't help with this.
It can actually. I think it. Oh wait, no. It just changes how the armor looks. You're right.
Yeah, it's just the clothes.
Well, to the Schwanky digs.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take our break here because I need to use the bathroom.
Okie dokie.
So we'll be back in 10 minutes and we'll see if y'all can lie your way into a fancy room.
That's our specialty. then I will turn the stream back off.
Okay. So, you guys will take the lift towards the upper levels, and going back up past the palace, you are now ascending into sort of the various stone towers that have been built up out of the island, and the walkways and artificial terraces that have been sort of built between them. It's a very different world up here compared to the levels below. The gaps between pathways look rather precarious. A fall here would not be good, but for all the danger it poses, the beauty of this space, the embellishments, the finery, the view, all of it heightened more and more as the lift climbs higher and higher. And as it goes, you guys are kind of seeing fairly close to kind of the lift plazas where this thing, will stop and let people out. There do appear to be some high-end establishments sort of circling those little squares, kind of their storefronts or entryways visible around the perimeter of the little city squares. And I think eventually Kyron is going to say, okay, here, this one, that one looks good. And he'll, start kind of scurrying off of the elevator as it's open. And you'll see him heading towards this, looks to be about 8 stories tall from this spot, before it kind of terminates in this, multi-tiered peak at the top of this tower. Windows running up and down the side of it, for multiple levels. A very large, elaborate archway at the front of the establishment, kind of opening into the elevator plaza. And over the door, there is a set of solid gold letters that just kind of run across the entire front of the building. Uldren and Barnaby would be able to read the name. This is the Zenith Panoramic Hotel.
The Zenith
That's a
Panoramic
mouthful.
Hotel.
Yes.
Okay.
And as you sort of assemble outside the doors, Kyron kind of turns back to you guys and he says, okay, so how does this work? You just lie to them and we get stuff?
Well, you have to pretend like you belong, Kyron.
Right. Okay.
You are the son of royalty, so that will make things easier. I would say implying entitlement is probably the angle you want to go for. You were assumed to have had a room here.
I'll try. Yeah.
If they are incorrect, then that puts the onus on them to fix it.
I think I can do that.
You should be spectacular.
And Damien's rolling his eyes. So Kyron is taking this in. He's kind of psyching himself up. You can see he says, okay, I can do this. And he is going to turn and he's going to lead the way into the lobby, just kind of throwing the doors open as he goes, striding in. And as soon as he's through the second set of doors into the lobby proper, which is, a beautiful space, very reminiscent of the chateau back in Freeport. Kyron immediately bellows just out. It's excuse me, I believe I have a room waiting for me and my party.
That'll break a mask. glad I'm wearing a mask.
You will see some people behind the counter kind of peek up and like look to take a peek at him. Someone's going to come out from around it. This very tall, very thin, very furry individual. His hair, like on his face and the top of his head, and the backs of his hands is all like slicked down with gel. It looks like, although
so weird.
He does have a very, very elaborately waxed out mustache that kind of protrudes out past the edges of his face. You know, clasps these very big, hairy hands together, and he says, "My good sir, please, might I ask your name?" To which Chiron says, "Do you not recognize the son of royalty? I am Chiron Hyrthel, and this is my shadow and my body double, and the rest of our party." As he grabs Uldren and Endymion and pulls them forward. Endymion looks fucking just like, really?
One second. I'm gonna see how well Uldren keeps his shit together. He keeps his shit together.
Okay. Good job.
I feel like he's just like, I can't believe I'm witnessing this.
This very furry gentleman in this very fine black suit. He says, "I'll see what we have on the
accommodations,
books, my lord."
For what's their last name?
Hyrthel.
For the Hyrthels.
He'll head back around the counter. You can already see there's another guy there. This another Eladrin-looking fellow who's going over this book and shaking his head. He looks over to this hairy man and he says, "When was your lodgings booked, my lord? Do you remember about how long ago?" And Chiron says, "I don't handle the Castellan." He turns to you, Noel.
It was to be booked for a range of time. We are traveling, and we needed to be here at a moment's notice when we arrived.
Yes, ma'am. My apologies. I'm afraid I'm not seeing a Hyrthel listed anywhere in here.
I suppose you're going to need to check again, then, aren't you?
Please check again. Uldren is doing like, I'm tired. Look at this child. Please just give us our room.
Yeah, Chiron again, chest puffed out, arms crossed, head cocked, like challenging this guy.
Are you aware that there are war camps outside your walls? We have been traveling for weeks.
I had heard something to the effect of sorties out near the northern fort, but no, war camps. It's
My master's patience is very thin. I
yes,
encourage
ma'am.
you to get this resolved quickly.
He continues scouring the book. The Eladrin next to him also kind of looking on, kind of looking at all of you a little furtively. Chiron, meanwhile, is going to kind of like start doing like a circle around the lobby. He says, yes, I suppose this place will do.
I will go
nearly as nice as the palace back home, but we can rough it for a little while.
Just to sell it, Noel's going to go up to Chiron and just be like, I am so sorry about this. They're going to get it sorted right away.
Good. They better. He fucking stammers it out.
As you wish, master.
I will say the hairy man. He continues kind of talking with this Eladrin over the desk, and eventually he is going to kind of meet your gaze and say, "Castellan, was it? If you would, please, could I speak with you for a moment?"
Of course.
And he'll gesture to call you over. He said, I'm very sorry, madam, but I have no record of any correspondence with your house, with you, with any of your constituents here. There's no sign of your lodging, your booking anywhere.
They must have gotten lost at some... Oh dear. We sent our missive with a steward. The war camps.
Oh, that's very sad. I'm very sorry.
have to check in on that when we get back. Sure,
Well-
you can get this resolved for us, of course.
I suppose, there's the matter of payment. That would be in order. I'm sure we can find
I
you a
don't
place.
think you need to worry about that. The Herethil house will make sure that things are right.
I'll say go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
We're gonna have like one day before they cast one sending and we're fucked.
How dare they question it? Advantage because I'm being surrounded by helpful people.
I feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was I gonna say? I feel like Aldrin's just gonna get like a fucking message from Kaisumi and be like, "What is the meaning of this bill?"
Room service?
How
Aldrin?
much did you spend at the minibar?
30.
I don't spend anything at the
30. Shit. You see the hairy man nodding. He says, "Of course, yes. Let me see what we have available." And he'll begin kind of paging through a couple of books and says, we are currently renting out our presidential suite, but the 7th floor has a lovely view of the lake. I'm
I
sure it
suppose
should
we
be
can make that work.
more than adequate. You'll all be along the eastern wall, looking outward.
Master Kyron, come here.
Are you ordering me around?
I was literally about to say.
If you would.
He says
Noel
that was
slips up for a split
impertinent,
second.
man.
Apologies
Better.
for the
And
tone.
he'll stride over.
Master Kyron, would a lakeside view on the 7th floor be enough for you?
I suppose we can make do.
I'll turn back to the hairy man.
He will follow your gate, like also turning to the hairy man.
I'm gonna Noelle's face looks really nervous. Like she was worried that wasn't gonna be enough.
Yeah, no, I feel like Aldrin's also trying to like.
Trying to look nervous.
Yeah, he's like
Sure.
dark.
Okay, then we will take the 7th floor room.
Yes, very well. I will retrieve your keys. One moment. And they'll, collect keys. They'll show you where the room is. 7th floor, the east wing.
Very gracious of you, Master Kyron.
Well, it's better than sleeping in a hovel, isn't it?
Of course.
And yeah, as he kind of shows you around the room, your accommodations, which are very, very, very nice. This is easily chateau level, if not elevated beyond. There's like some living wood furniture in here that's like planted into these seed beds beneath them that are like growing into the shapes of chairs and futons and the like. They kind of like shift and bend towards you to kind of catch you as you begin to sit down. Very, very comfortable. Lovely place. And Kyron, he'll kind of give it the once over, kind of goes out of the balcony, looks over the edge, like, "This will do, sir. You're dismissed. Thank you." And the hairy man just nods. Just, "Of course, sir."
I'll just
By all
kind of
means.
grab his shoulder as he's leaving and say, "Thank you, you just saved us."
Of course. Well, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Of course.
And he will head downstairs and leave you guys to your room.
Once he's clear, Noel's gonna go up and kind of nudge Kyron on the shoulder. Nice work.
You can tell he's about to start saying something again, like fucking projecting it, and then he realizes, oh, he's gone. I didn't think that would work.
It's not too bad. It's pretty easy to get into places when you just pretend you're important.
I am important. And Divian does it at the same time. Just,
Just big sigh.
Kyra's like, "What? I'm the air." Divi's just like, "Whatever." He like starts to go look in the rooms.
He's going to be the death of me, isn't he?
I just got you an awesome room. A thank you would be nice, Aldrin.
Of course, my lord! I'm so sorry for being such an awful, awful host. Oh my! Please, will you ever forgive
give me the future heir. And then he just goes straight.
I will
in.
see to it that he is personally punished, Master Chiron.
Please do, he says.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time, Noah.
Just winks at you.
Hey! You guys are gross. He fucking leaves, goes to check out another room.
Alright, I'm dropping the act.
Okay. Back to yourself. Oh, you guys have a swanky room in a hotel right now.
That's fun. Reminds me of when I was a horrible criminal.
Whenever it is later in the day, Aldrin will go see the Archfey. Definitely feel like you shouldn't hold.
Shouldn't leave her waiting.
Yes. Stand up an Archfey.
Okay.
Where's Moondrop?
Moondrop, will you be joining me?
Oh, I would need to talk to my significant other about something like that before I do that, so probably not. But you have fun, Aldrin.
Oh, I knew you weren't going to join. I just wanted to ask and call you Moondrop, because I will forever be calling you that.
I don't know how I feel about that name. It certainly fits a lot better now that I have this necklace.
It does. It's almost like...
If you say Destiny, I'm gonna punch you.
Noelle?
I will...
Yes,
Never
Burberry?
mind then.
Would you?
You are. I can't hear a thing you're saying.
I said, would you like me to identify that for you?
Oh. Sure, yeah. I don't think you're gonna find much, but I guess I'd like to know more.
Thought about it.
Noel's gonna go find a comfy bed amongst the beds.
Yes. I mean, it's a big suite, and there's a lot of rooms.
Awesome.
You can take your pick. They are all roughly comparable, although the master bedroom has been claimed by the twins.
I guess that's fair.
They are currently jumping on the bed, testing out its spring, which seems to be okay. It's got some air on it. Identifying the necklace, Burberry. There's not a ton of magic in it. You would find that this is capable of emulating the effects of a light spell.
Cool.
As long as you are sort of clutching it fairly tightly, it seems to respond to pressure. It shines at maximum as bright as a light spell
Oh,
would.
it's like a squishy light bulb.
Kind of, yeah.
That's cute.
The item seems to be made of some strange blend of elemental energy. You're definitely picking up bits of elemental water, but the fact that it's retaining its form and not really spreading anywhere like that is arguably part of the enchantment, keeping it as is. There's also, traces, this odd kind of wispy magic energy kind of emanating off of it that you're having a hard time identifying. But if the little fairy lady is to be believed, that could well be the moonlight in question. It's hard to say.
Share my.
What'd you say?
I said I will share my learnings.
Yes. Noel will listen and probably just sit down next to you and just say, "Do you think Jade's gonna like it?"
I believe Jade would love any.
I hope so. I hope
It's
she's-
disgusting. Cute, but disgusting.
What's disgusting?
Not you, but Jade
The two of us together.
Adorably disgusting.
Does tend to
I think your
happen.
mic is up, Kat. You're like
we're
cutting out
only-
a lot.
When you speak quiet, we don't hear it anymore.
It's because I tried turning down my game so that the keyboard clacking wouldn't be as bad.
Oh.
Which is fine for whenever I'm normally talking, but whenever I'm
Back here and being reluctant and stuff, it's a little.
Yeah, we're losing like
We're cutting a bit.
some of it.
sorry.
It's okay.
Just a heads up. So yeah, fancy maybe moonlight water necklace.
Cool.
Fancy.
Aldrin's gonna go fucking old Archfey.
Are we
Is
following
she
that
now?
adventure?
I mean, we don't have to. We don't have to go too into detail, but I do think you head back to the palace. I mean, the guards probably recognize you, but you will be subjected to a similar check. Again, she requests this time that you stand at attention, both hands held high in the sky, opened wide, as if to embrace her. And again, she would ask you to tell her how much you missed her since you last saw her.
So much.
So much.
It's been ages.
So, having apparently confirmed your identity, you will be allowed inside. And instead of being led to the throne room, you'll be led to a dining chamber where you will find the Lady Morian, or fucking
Not yet.
now. Lady Maglin, not Morian. The Lady Maglin is currently having dinner. But you'll see, as soon as you step inside, the servants will kind of file out with plates and silverware to set you up a spot. And she will just gesture to a seat next to her at her end of the table.
Thank you.
I am glad to see you return, Aldrin. I take it you have found acceptable lodgings.
Yes.
Good to hear. Your party settled in?
Yes, they are all relaxing back at the hotel. Children are jumping on a bed, probably still.
And you?
I am here.
That you are. What follows is probably a fairly flirtatious dinner. She does keep it restrained, but the euphemisms, the innuendo, it's all there. You pick it up pretty quickly. She's laying it on fairly thick, even if it is couched in less obvious terms. Eventually, she finishes her dinner, stands towering over you, and she will ask, will you be staying for dessert?
Wouldn't dream otherwise, my lady.
She'll extend a hand.
And he will take it.
And she will silently lead you through the halls until you reach a bedchamber. At which point, I think, she rounds on you, and I will need a performance roll.
Let's see if she's learned anything.
Yeah, right.
Oh no.
Or if you continue to meet her standards.
Oh my god, I keep rolling stupid.
Oh.
This is even, I think, better than last time.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, no, 26. I think it's one less than
One
last
less.
26, okay. She rolled a 6.
She's 6 times better than she used to be.
It is better, you can tell. She's actually making an effort.
The fluff
But you
is
get
not here.
But you can definitely tell she's not practiced at this at all. So it's okay. It's alright. But she has a great time. She is very enamored, and in the aftermath, as you both lay in the bed, tangled in sheets, probably an hour if not more later, she will turn and say, "Well, Sir Aldrin, I would be lying if I said your visits were not something I looked forward to. Now that we're neighbors, you'll have to come by more often, won't you? I imagine your lord will have much business for you to convey between us."
I'm
And if not, I'll happily fabricate some.
yeah, literally. Of course, my lady.
You are an excellent diplomat, Sir Aldrin. Your lord should be commended.
Such a way with words.
I appreciate that. I think some people do not like the way I speak.
There is more to a man's tongue than the words he chooses in conversation, Aldrin. You've shown me that clearly enough. You said you'd be in town for 2 nights?
I think that was the plan.
Can I expect you tomorrow then? Or will you need your sleep before embarking on the next leg of your journey?
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world, my lady.
That's what I wanted to hear. Very good.
Maybe she'll learn something between the sessions.
Can we just get it out of the way for the next night?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, I was just gonna save it so we don't have to do it again next session.
She is going to rise. She's going to be in she'll grab a robe, gonna wrap it around herself. And she will turn and ask, "So, what route are you planning for Melitumbos?"
Well, I'm taking the same route as Kaisimian. So I will be skirting high water to get to the Great Tit Keep. I can't wait to live there. The Great Tit.
You understand the name refers to birds.
Oh yes, I
Don't you?
do, but I will forever call it the Great Tit Keep.
They are quite large to their favor, I suppose. She's gonna unpack a little cigarette from a case and kind of light it and place it in a holder. Starts just quietly smoke as she's kind of leaning against her dresser. I would be remiss if I did not mention the present situation with high water. You do recall the camps to the north.
Yes.
Things are not too terribly different to the south either.
Oh.
They have rather dug in around us, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate. How is all that faring, if you don't mind me asking?
She just kind of waves a hand. They have no hope of breaching us without their lord at the head of their ranks, and we both know he's not leaving his realm any more than I am mine. It is theater more than anything.
See.
But it is an inconvenience for travelers like yourself.
Yes, well, they are searching for the boys, so.
Have you confirmed this? I was afraid of as much. Do you have a plan?
I procured them things to help them hide, which is why I am as broke as I am.
Oh, poor Aldrin.
I know. I don't know what to do with myself. But,
Destitute in the chambers of an archfey.
yes.
What would people say?
Nice things, truth be told, but I don't really care what people think of me.
Nothing. Nothing.
There is just a small smile on her lips that. Well, I expect, given your plans have not changed, the Lord did not update you as to his own change of course over the course of his march.
Oh, did he change his course?
Yes, well, I imagine he meant to discourage you from following those footsteps, since that seems to have been the plan. But he did exit out of the western gate rather than the south. And I have not heard from him since, but I assume since you are leaving that he is well enough.
Yes, he has made it to the Great Titkeep. Oh, he's going to hate me for bringing it up.
Well, that is good to hear. I would advise you not to follow in those footsteps, for what it's worth. It
Is
is,
there a specific reason why?
as high water has encircled Deepholm, so have these aspiring supplicants. Now, a bloodsucker. She taps her cigar. Maintains a keep. The eastern edge of the Sodden Vale between here and Melatambos. Ugly fellow, although I don't know that he's aligned with Highwater in any respect. But knowing his proclivities, I would not trust him with any members of your party, particularly the children.
Yes. Okay, good to know. Guess we'll just have to be quiet on our venture south.
Yes. Oh. If you do wish to take the western gate, you will probably have the benefit of cover for a little longer. It's about 3 days further to the border, but if you head south, you should be well clear of... What's his name? Lord Vickard. But if you wish to partake the southern, if you wish to take the southern gates, you should be safe for the first 3 days at the very least. Beyond the wall, I cannot guarantee anymore as to the conditions. High water is, as I said, relatively dug in.
Yes. Well, I appreciate your advice. Avoid the vampire in the west. Avoid high water in the south. Maybe we could just go southeast, just southwest, and just avoid them entirely.
There's an option.
Do you have a map I could look at, perchance?
I have a hand-drawn one. I'm very
I have a hand-drawn one, but I feel my party members don't appreciate it.
I have some charts of the Wilderland outside of the realm.
He'll brandish his little map and be like, I think it's quite nice, but...
Oh! Oh, true.
Isn't it nice? Such a great map.
It's precious. She'll cross the room over to her desk and start rummaging around. And she will pull out a couple of maps.
Aldrin doesn't roll insight because Aldrin doesn't want to know the truth.
Nope.
Yeah.
He caught the condescending in her tone enough that he's like, I'm not going to dig deeper with that.
So I will share with you my personal reference charts then, since you asked. The right person for that. So there's that one, and here's this one. North and south of Deepholm.
Y'all don't get to see it because you've been mean to Ultron about it.
I put it in the reference.
Oh, damn it. God damn it.
I will have to update the overlay for the next session now that we have something nicer.
Oh, my map's been great. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's been enough to get us through things this far.
Which side was the vampire side?
Nindothhold is his keep.
And Morin's wall is where the guys are set up?
On the far side of it.
Maybe if we just head towards Tower of Gobi.
I would not steer too close. That is their forward watch keep.
Treacherous is that blank mountain space. Or is that just pure mountains?
It's all mountains, yeah. It's just rugged wilderness. You're gonna be slow going through there if you wanted to brave that.
This is very insightful, thank you. I will show it to my compatriots and see.
My ungrateful compatriots.
Yes, my ungrateful compatriots that hate my map.
Make yourself a copy, and by all means.
All right.
So
He
he'll
makes a really shitty
The
copy.
ultimate version of
Y'all don't get the nice map. You get the
this.
another
Same amount
old
of
map.
detail.
Yeah, it's literally like there's like a little fanged guy.
Like, you know what? I'll just update my map to add
Yeah.
some of these important landmarks.
Yeah, let me just update mine. He'll just be like, my map's fine. Here, let me just do the evil vampire.
Path through the mountain.
Beautiful. It's enough information. We'll be good. Thank you.
I have a small
Sorry.
thing.
Yeah.
With Aldrin gone, Noelle is going to find a moment where she can talk to just Kyron in the hotel.
Okay, yeah. I think you probably catch him poking around the minibar. Just like he's just like looking at the bottles, like shaking them and like trying to
Yeah.
see what they do.
I'll try to like kind of sneak up behind him and just be like, "What you doing?"
Jumps. Seeing what's on offer.
Thirsty?
Maybe.
I think there's a jug of water in the back, if you are.
Thank you. He'll-
That's my job. I assume.
Keep-
I actually don't know what my job is. Is it the Castellan?
What is my job?
Or at least what job I was pretending to have.
I mean, Kyron shrugs. He's like, I don't know. Dad talks to the Castellans all the time. I mean, about all kinds of stuff. I think the only thing they don't do is fight. So.
Well, that fits me very well.
Kyron's like, yeah, actually, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah. You don't see me drawing the old rapier too often, huh?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Is he even sharp?
I haven't sharpened it in a while. It is magical, though. I don't know if it loses sharpness.
Oh. Mm.
I don't know. Hey, I wanted to ask you, I feel like maybe... I wouldn't shake that one. I feel like maybe, the answer's a little self-evident, but I guess I wanted to hear it from you. How come you give Aldrin such a hard time all the time?
He's a big jerk.
Oh, well, like how?
He calls me a goblin and tells me I'm rotten and he's gonna flay me alive if my father wasn't my father and da da da.
You've never said that to him.
He's like half being honest, like
Yeah.
half kind of just like exaggerating.
I feel like I've maybe heard him say a couple of those things, but you know,
Well, I mean,
he just gets frustrated sometimes. You know, he loves you guys, right?
It's his job.
I feel like he's definitely gone above and beyond, given what I've gotten contextually from all of this.
I mean, yeah, he's good at his job. He's
Or-
just a jerk.
I don't know. I mean, yes, I have a different understanding of the situation, having just entered it, but it really seems like he's doing his best to make sure you guys stay safe. That's all.
Yeah.
And it is stressful out there. I can speak from experience on that one.
Yeah, I guess there were some spots I could see where you guys would have been scared or something.
Happens to everyone. Well, maybe you could take it with a grain of salt, but it really seems like he's doing his best. And the easier we can make things on him, the safer the journey's going to be for everybody.
Mm.
And for the record, I'm not saying, don't give him a hard time every once in a while, but just ease up a little bit. He's fun to tease.
I'll say give me a persuasion check.
Okay. The default, 23.
Kyra is just kind of like, I guess I could talk to Dad about getting him a raise or something when we get there.
Oh, that worked a lot better than I thought it was going to.
He low-key loves Aldrin. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Whatever.
Regardless of whether you do that, it's been fun traveling with you. You got a lot of personality.
He kind of like looks at you like, what does that mean?
It means you're fun to hang around with. You're very entertaining.
Yeah. Then he smiles.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty cool.
Thank you.
So, thanks for helping Aldrin not blow it out here.
Well, I guess that's our job, huh?
I guess.
Yeah.
Is my dad paying you guys?
Not me. My friends, though.
So do they technically work for me?
I'm just gonna do what I threatened. I'm gonna rub his hair.
Hey, no, get off! He starts like pushing you off.
I'm just gonna whisper, "Don't let it go to your head, master." And I walk away.
Aldrin! No. Barnaby!
What?
Tell her not to do that again.
You tell her yourself.
Like the most offended look on an 8-year-old.
You're right next to her.
Aldrin comes like, "What did I miss, everybody?"
Aldrin!
Yes?
He's like about to like pop off, and he like looks at Noelle, and he's like, "Keep up the job," and he just walks away.
I feel like you just see, like,
Noelle gives him a thumbs up as he walks away.
Aldrin just looks down at him like, "What the fuck?
Are you?
What the fuck was that? Is he gonna kill me in my sleep? Did someone buy him
Aldrin.
poison?"
I think he was being serious.
No.
Even I can't persuade him of that.
I might sleep somewhere else tonight. I don't know if I trust him. That was sinister.
Well, I thought that was the plan from the beginning, though.
Do you want me
Ian,
out
can
of
I
here?
work on some earplugs?
Sure.
Nikki.
You got some woodland wood.
Just shove moss in your ears.
Boonk.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm tired. I'd like to go to bed.
Me too.
Okay. So,
Once I'm done.
bedtime. Staying in a hotel. Are we setting watches?
I'll stay awake for a little bit.
Okay.
I will sleep through the night.
Fair enough.
Aldrin will sleep through the night. I think he'll wake up every once in a while like,
He's got his hammer.
Yeah, he's like still sleeping with his hammer. Kyron has unsettled him.
Well, Berber, you're the only one awake. What's your passive perception?
Perception. Okay. That's just your 10 plus whiz, right?
It's 10 plus perception.
13.
13? Okay.
I have that. Oh no, he's rolling something.
Uh-oh.
Dice! Yeah, Burberry. Jill?
Great.
I don't feel nervous at all. Hey, you should go check on the children. But I could see Aldrin checking on the children since he's worried Kyron's gonna poison him or something.
It wakes up
Sure.
halfway through the night.
Yeah, wakes up halfway through the night. He's like,
Eventually, yeah, I mean, you get up and you go check on the kids, and like they're both just fucking passed out, sprawled out on one bed.
I feel like he's like, aww, they're kind of cute when they're sleeping. How precious. We'll close the door. They're like, why are they so cute? No, you hate children. Snap out of it.
Oh, man.
We'll go back to bed.
Alright. Well, who has the highest passive perception in the party?
Oh, Lauren.
Yeah, well, Lauren's not here.
She's not here.
I mean, I
Aldrin
feel
is
like
15.
if I'm
15.
sleeping
What's
like
the
a minus,
passive again?
10 plus perception.
if we're sleeping at like a minus
13.
5, right? Yeah, it's a 17 for Noel technically.
Do I get to roll an active perception if I'm keeping watch?
Yeah,
I
but we
mean,
did say
are
we were
you
gonna
keeping
stay up
watch,
for
or
a
are you
while.
just staying up to stay up?
But that's the reason that one stays up is to keep watch, right?
You could be up reading or doing whatever. I don't know. I
Or
don't
making
know.
earplugs, that's what I'm
I
doing.
mean, I do that while I'm keeping watch too.
Fair. All right. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna actively keep watch in your hotel room, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Worse than the past.
Burberry.
I'm sorry, I rolled an 8. I can't.
That's fine.
That's very in character, though. You know.
It
Not
is.
that-
You are reading a book right now.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, looking at the children's book, it's very interesting illustrations. Like, there's this like humanoid figure, this like tall, elvish, clearly kind of like the core hero of this story. He's like reaching into this like almost, it looks like a star almost that he's like reaching into and like pulling like threads out of. No, it's like
Paul's like, no.
no, it's this really intricate like Celtic knot type of shape, but it's like surrounded by all these rays that make it look like a star, or like the sun or something. And he's like reaching into it and like pulling some of the threads out and like kind of arranging them in these various shapes, and the shapes kind of turn into like hills and trees and stuff. It definitely hits you as like, man, this is like a creation story of some kind. Like it's fucking cool looking. I wish I could read it. So, you know, cool book. Yeah. So eventually, you know, get sleepy, turn in. Barnaby's got earplugs in.
What?
Exactly.
Yep.
And the morning comes and we're all fine.
We know that's not gonna be the case.
The kids are gonna be gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, we weren't subtle.
We weren't.
Okay. Okay.
This is a terrifying silence.
Got a couple more rolls to resolve. No big deal.
Kyron's death saves.
He's wake up, he's just fucking dead, scattered all over the fucking hotel room in pieces.
Oh no, I just talked about how competent we are. Boy, this is embarrassing.
Okay.
Burberry, I feel like we've really been killing it lately. We haven't messed up in a long time.
That's what we just fucked up.
Okay. Noel,
Uh-huh. Good news?
you hear a door close.
Probably just Aldrin going up to go to the bathroom or something. I will get up.
Okay.
I will squeeze my squishy necklace. And step out into the main room.
Okay. So, looking around the central hub of your hotel suite, does not look terribly different from you remember when you went to bed, except that Burberry and Barnaby have also gone to bed, so they are no longer sitting out.
Any sense of direction on that door? Closing or opening or whatever?
Um,
Felt like it was like coming from the left to the right of me, or deeper in the room, or further
I'll
out.
say give me a perception check.
17.
That sounded like it was coming from the back wall of the hotel room.
What's on the back wall?
The door to the hotel suite.
Oh, like the door out of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. That's not good. I'll go quickly, kind of lightly jog over and open it and look outside. I assume it's... I guess I don't know what time it is because it's still light out.
I mean, it's always light out. This has been like probably a few hours, Yeah, I mean, you look outside and you will see like the heel of a shoe kind of rounding a corner, kind of the last bit of a figure. Just a shiny black shoe.
Like down a hallway that...
Yeah, like down the hall, like around a corner, like somebody just stepped around the corner, and the last thing you would see of them is their
dimension door.
Foot picking up. Where are you going?
Right in front of where that guy was standing.
Okay. So you vanish and reappear in front of two individuals. Both of them are wearing sort of the dark clothes of the hotel staff. One of them you recognize as the Eladrin-looking fellow who had been looking over the guest book with you guys, and the hairy man. The other one you don't recognize, but this is a almost looks like a furbolg, but the face is more deer-like than cow-like. It's kind of narrow, pointed, dark nose, kind of tawny hair. And I mean, they look very surprised to see you appear in front of them, considering the fact that under each of their arms there is an unconscious small child.
Noel would try to cast a spell.
Okay. I'm gonna say we should pick up there next time.
Yeah.
Because I think this is gonna turn into a whole fucking thing.
I love Dimension Door so much.
It's a good spell.
And this is why we don't announce our presence in cities.
That's fair.
How did we know that the one hotel had the evil guy?
No, it's not the one hotel. It just also has it's probably more than that.
The secret
who
as a
else did they
DM
announce
is
our
all
presence
hotels
to?
are the evil hotel.
Oh, every guard on the way here.
We didn't have a choice.
Every guard on the way here. At every gate.
They wouldn't have let us in if we didn't tell them who we were.
We could have lied.
I guess.
I mean, technically we had truth, whatever on it, but
Yeah, we had
the,
zone of truth.
the kids could literally turn invisible. Like there would have been ways around it, or we could have just not come in here at all.
Well,
I don't think we made a huge misstep. I think we are tremendously
this was
unlucky
gonna-
here.
Maybe not, but I did call this whenever we first started doing. This is Kai Simeon, and this is like I called it way at the beginning.
I feel
That's
like
fair.
this was gonna kind of happen either way if we went into the city.
No.
Maybe
we'll avert it.
I'd say Dick to bomb, but we all.
It's just occurring to me now that I've still not recovered all my spell slots from the giant fight, so that's great.
super cool.
You'll be fine.
So, yeah. We'll pick up here next time and see what happens.
Okay, no.
Can I get an MVP vote for today?
Noel, hands down.
Yeah, I'd say Noel.
All right. 2
Okay.
RP points to Noel.
Thank you, Ashley.
I'd have a hard time getting Barnaby awake.
I feel slightly.
The fucking earplugs, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God.